Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Upper St. Clair Panther Stadium for another edition of Panther Football, and it's a big one tonight. Anytime Upper St. Clair and Mount Lebanon line it up, it doesn't matter if it's a conference game, it doesn't matter what the stakes are. When you're playing your neighbor, your big rival, it's always a big game, and tonight is no exception. Both teams come in at 4-1, and this is a big one. By my side tonight, I am honored to have a 2014 alum from Upper St. Clair, a two-sport, multi-sport star here, also was a football player at Lafayette, and now he's back working in the area, and it's just a pleasure to have J.J. Kahn by my side tonight. Jay, thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, Gav. Glad to be here. Glad to be back at the alma mater, and just great game to come watch and come color commentate with you.
All right, so let's talk first off, let's just talk specifics. Mount Lebanon is 6A now. They obviously are a much bigger school than St. Clair. St. Clair is competing in 5A. That aside, even since that has happened, the rivalry has been terrific. Last year's game was an absolute slobber knocker. St. Clair came out victorious. The year before, Mount Lebanon won fairly easily en route to a state championship. So this has still been a hotly contested rivalry, and yeah, whatever you want to say about non-conference stakes, this is still a big one. Jay, you played in these games multiple times. What was the difference in terms of Mount Lebanon? I mean, was it clearly different? Could you feel it?
Yeah, clearly different. Both teams traditionally competitive in the section at in football, and you grow up, grow up watching, your Luke Hagees, your Sean Lees, your Grant Surtees, Pat McShane's, just. You have those memories, and it was always good to participate in it yourself.
So, there's going to be some intensity. We'll get into some of the storylines for tonight. There's some injured players from Mount Lebanon, some injured stars that are back tonight, even if only temporary. Who knows how long that will last. But if you want to say how big this game is, the fact that those guys are picking this game to come back on tells you a lot about it. Last week, St. Clair suffered their first defeat of the season, a fairly lopsided loss to Peters Township. It'll be interesting to see how they respond. Mount Lebanon got trounced by Central Catholic the week before, 49-0, then came back, responded with a tough, hard-fought win over Seneca Valley, 17-14. So who knows about what the matchup looks like, and there's been no common opponents or anything like that, but my expectation is it'll be a good one tonight.
Yeah, you have two teams. We just said it. You have two teams don't like each other, want to beat the other. It'll be interesting to see how Upper St. Clair starts the tone here as they're getting the ball first on this kick. Yeah,
so let's set the stage. Mount Lebanon in their road whites going left to right on your screen, kicking off. The Panthers to receive in their home dark blacks, all blacks, will be receiving, and it's a good kick. This is Julian Dallum, the most dangerous of the Panther playmakers. He's running to the outside. He turns the corner. He's got a little seam, and unfortunately it looks like it's coming back. Dallum gets all the way outside the 40, but a flag was thrown down in the area of some sort of illegal block. Looks like it's coming back, Jay.
Yeah, it must have been a hold or something here. Looked like it could have been a pretty good return here. So, let's get ahead of the chains on first down, and let's see what we can muster up on this drive.
Yeah, unfortunate. It looked like he had a really nice gap there, but special teams, we talk about this every week. It seems like you see more and more penalties and mistakes on special teams because there just isn't that many kickoffs and not that much time to practice it, and we've talked about this week after week.
Yeah, not a lot of kicks. Always good here to, on the kicks with not as many of them, trying to hold off on the penalties and see if you can get some field position.
All right, so the Panthers at their own 17. This is Mason Chambers, the senior back, and he has not much room in the backfield there. And there's already pushing and shoving. That is Grayson Beck, number 16, the linebacker, in to make the stop for a gain of probably nothing there for the Panthers.
A little extracurriculars there, It fires me up a little bit to watch. So
yeah, there have been a couple games where I could tell the people beside me wish they were out on the field, and St. Clair Lebo is a totally different dimension.
Yeah.
All right, so this is Hellman at quarterback. Chambers to his right. Hellman back to throw. He's got a little bit of time. Now the blitz is coming. Hellman makes a nice move. He's got a lot of room here. Bywalski turn around and get a block. He gets to the outside at the 35, 40, 45. That should be a late hit, and it is.
Yeah. Good call, ref.
And that's what you see in these games. There's a lot of emotion early, but you got to control. And that's a freshman, Henry Lahota, who's going to add 15 to the run.
Yeah, that was a good run, good scramble. Looked like Lebo was really asking them to throw that. We got to try to see if we can get him some time and throw the ball downfield. Looked like they were in man coverage.
Yeah, pretty good protection there. We've talked about this a lot. Hellman is a really athletic kid, but he wants to create space usually to throw. That's the first time I've seen him take off and run in a long time, and he really did it well.
Yeah, he had an opening lane there between what looked like the guard and the tackle. So, had some greenery. Good to take advantage of it there.
All right, let's set the rest of the lineup. Cam Phillips at the sort of wingback position. Our receivers are Dallum in the slot, Bryce Jones at the top of the screen, and Charlie Bywalski, number 8, at the bottom of the screen. There's a fake handoff, and Hellman runs out of time very fast, and that is Connor Young. So it didn't take long to mention him. Connor Young has been hurt for weeks now. He's the Navy commit, and he almost beat him back to the pocket there.
Yeah, that was a pretty good pass rush by Mount Lebanon there. Not much you can do.
No, and last week, I didn't get to watch all of the game. I was at a wedding. Congratulations, Joey Sellup and Sarah McMurtry, by the way. But it sounded, and what I watched, that Hellman had a lot of issues, was under duress a lot in the evening, and so hopefully they can clean it up. The run blocking's been great this season. The pass blocking at times has been an issue, and there's a lot of youth on the Panther line. So 2nd and 17 at the Lebo 49-yard line. Hellman is back. Has some time now. He's going to throw it out. Looks like there was a little bit of miscommunication there and overthrew Dallum on an out.
Yeah, he overthrew him a little bit there. I do like the anticipation a little bit. You saw he let that go just before his break. He just kind of let him too much.
So, hey, let's set the rest of the Panther lineup. I don't want to disrespect our outstanding line here. Bobby Fleckenstein at the right tackle. Brock Gillespie, 55, at the right guard. Mason Geyer, the sophomore, at center. Nate Stoll, 58, at left guard. And Marco Carone, the captain, 78, at tackle. Looks like a screen. It's going to be a screen. Mason sneaks through one. He got about back to the lead stick. So on 3rd and 17, looks like they got just over half of it to about the Lebo 41. And it looks like the Panthers will bring the punt team on with a 4th and 9 situation, play field position. Jay, both these teams have sort of struggled a little bit on the offensive side of the ball recently. Do you expect field position to be kind of an issue today?
Yeah, I think field position is going to be big. I think, I don't really think we did this, but I think you need to establish the run here in the beginning. Let's hit them in the mouth and see how they're going to respond. And I think both teams are going to want to do that. I would expect St. Clair to run the ball next possession on offense.
That was a beautiful punt from Jacobo Echeverria Lozano, our punter, a sophomore, and it was unfortunate that Lebo punt returner sort of baited us and faked it and just couldn't quite keep it in the field of play, so that'll be a touchback on the 20. So we've got 9:36 left to play in the first quarter, and here comes Mount Lebanon's offense. And, Jay, what do you expect from Lebo in a game like this? Is it sort of like you just said, establish the run fundamentals type stuff?
Yeah, I think you have to establish the run. I think the first play should be a run. Let's set the tone. Let's see what we can get with our runs, and that opens up the whole playbook as you go forward in the game.
Looks like they tried to draw the Panthers off sides, and now the flag was thrown. I'll tell you what, I mean, there was a little movement, but I didn't see anybody breach to the point where I thought they would throw it, but they called it. And, that's, again, another thing taking advantage of a really fired-up team. Going to try to do the hard count on the first play, and that's going to have to stay disciplined on the D-line.
Yeah, big game. You got to hold your water here in the beginning.
Got to be tough, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
This is Malone. Michael Malone is the quarterback. He's also a basketball player. Marco almost jumped there again. 1st and 5. It's a fake. It's a rollout. He's got some room. He's looking downfield. He's got a man, but that is not well thrown and almost intercepted. Nico D'Orazio was there, but Bryce Jones had great coverage on the slant.
Yeah, good coverage there. It looked like he threw it into double coverage. It looked like we had someone under the receiver and over top of him too. So.
Jay, was that kind of the we're in 1st and 5, let's try to hit a home run play? Or
yeah, I think so. I mean, you get 5 yards here. With that start, let's see what we can do. So
this is interesting. The Panthers kind of have a slightly different formation here, but we'll go through the personnel here on the next break we get. 2nd and 5 from the 25-yard line for the Blue Devils. Malone takes the snap. Here's Lesota, the tailback. And Johnny Banbury does a nice job forcing him outside. Van Helman, 23, at the outside linebacker, cleans up, but the freshman did a nice job shooting the gap there.
Yeah, good pursuit. Good contain, and that's how you get everyone to the party.
So we've got on the line of scrimmage A lot of the same faces you saw on the offensive side of the ball. We've got Carone, Gillespie, and Stoll. At the linebacker spot, senior Cam Phillips, 44, 23 Van Hillman, and 6 Johnny Banbury, who you just saw there. And it looks like they have sort of a second linebacker in like 2 middles here, which is a little bit different. Carter Stein, 24, is the other linebacker here. So a little more aggressive look from the Panthers. 3rd and 5 here. Play clock is winding down. Blue Devils look a little confused here, and they're going to run out of time. Looks like they did run out of time, and they did. It looked like some confusion there, Jay?
Yeah.
That's kind of big. They gave back the 5 yards that we sort of gifted them on the first one.
Yeah, that'll be big. I know Alex Park always talks about it. You gotta get ahead of the change as soon as you can, and that opens up the rest of your playbook, opens up play action. So definitely hurts to lose those 5 yards, and I mean now you're expecting a pass. And
I haven't, I haven't seen Mount Lebanon much, but I was told by some folks that Mount Lebanon has struggled putting their passing game together. They said Malone is very capable, but they have struggled putting the passing game together. So 3rd and 10 now from the 20. Malone is back. It's a classic drop back. He's got some time here. Hellman's now closing out. It's complete, but it's not going to be a first down. It's going to be about an 8.5, 9-yard gain, and that would take a lot of courage to go for it here. Oh, no, they called it incomplete. They said,
okay.
So the side judge came in. He must have had a good angle and was hitting the ground.
Yeah, had to have hit the ground before it got to him. I like the defensive scheme there. Malone rolling out, and you had, I don't know if you saw, I think Julian Dallum was the one chasing him down, and, if he'd have kept running, he wouldn't have gone very far.
Does it look like they have somebody spying him? Is he a big runner or what?
It looked like he was kind of in his zone, saw no one there, and saw the quarterback running, so pursued him.
All right, so here comes the first punt of the game, and it's a low line drive, but it's directionally sound. It's going to bounce, and it's going to head out of bounds about the 35-yard line. So pretty good field position for the Panthers, although that ended up being about a 45-yard net. So good stuff from the Blue Devils, even if it didn't look beautiful.
Yep. They got the line drive there definitely helped the distance of the punt there.
So Jay, let's talk strategy here. I know you were a little disappointed that they didn't try to establish the run a little bit more. Do you think that's are they seeing something from Mount Lebanon's personnel or formations that suggested pass, or just wanted to come out aggressive? What was your sense there?
Well, I played against Coach Junko my senior year. He likes the spread offense. I think he's really testing some matchups there in that first possession. But again, I think you do have to run the ball a little bit here, and playing outside linebacker when I was here, it's not always easy to be, split out wide just where your alignment needs to be on the defense and having to worry about the run and pass.
I'm not sure what they said. 15 yards from where the dead ball was. So there must have been an unsportsmanlike or something. Well,
I don't know what that penalty was. It could have been like a sideline penalty, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's frustrating because you had really good field position and now you don't. I mean, that was a huge field switch. It's basically a 60-yard field switch. So, all right, the Panthers are back like it was a touchback, and going to have to do a little more work. This is Chambers. He has a little gap, and here he goes. Mason gets through. He's got Lasoda on him, but boy, Mason can turn it on. Chambers at the 40. Chambers at the 30. At the 20. The 10. He's going to take it to the house. 79 yards from Mason Chambers, and the Panthers strike first.
It was a great run by Chambers. Good vision, breaking the line there. Turn on the Jets on the way to the end zone.
So, Jay, I'm a little surprised there. He got past the first wave, and it seemed like there was nobody there. What did you see?
Well, I noticed this last possession. It looks like they're in some sort of almost cover zero, cover one. It looks like Lebo's sort of stacking the box, making you pass to beat them. So I think we just kind of had a hat on a hat there and lackluster pursuit from
So
Lebo.
that's the danger. It's almost like playing a goal line defense where, okay,
right.
It's great if you get them in the backfield or at the line, but if you don't, you may be hosed.
Yeah, once you get through the line, you don't really have any other pursuit coming for you. I mean, you would expect a safety or something coming from either downhill or taking a long angle just to stop them and play the next down, but we didn't see that.
That's a big play, and I'm happy for Mason Chambers. He's had a great season so far, but he hasn't really hit the big play. I know he's very capable. You saw the speed, and he's got great leg strength, as a lot of wrestlers do. That looked like Jamal Brown last year. That was beautiful stuff, and credit to the O-line, the interior of the O-line, Stoll and Geyer and Brock Gillespie. Great hole and beautiful stuff from the Panthers. Striking first in this game for two teams that are kind of struggling offensively has to be a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying, Gav, that run right there, that sets the tone. I think you have some play action to your disposal now, and that only takes pressure off. That only takes pressure off Hellman here. As he's dropping back, he won't be getting Lebo rushing him as quick, and he'll have some more time in the pocket to make a decision.
Beautiful stuff. Always joyous to see a big play from one of your Panthers, and even more so when it happens against the Blue Devils. So I'm not sure what the delay is here. It might be a media timeout. So, Jay, let's talk about your favorite experience in a Mount Lebanon game. And it can be either a sport that you excelled in. If there's one that stands out to you, I'd like to hear about it.
Yeah. Before I do answer that question, I would like to also give a shout out to the Sellups, Joey Sellup and Sarah Sellup.
I know.
Saw the wedding last weekend on social media. Only wish both of them the best, and two great families, Gav, there uniting. So
top shelf.
Good to see. I'll be quick. I think my favorite moment from this rivalry. We're watching football. I'm going to talk about football. Junior year, I believe we were down a score. Coach Travato, one of my favorite coaches back when I played, called it a linebacker blitz from the outside, both myself, the strong safety, and the Will.
Bennett Henderson, boom. What a weapon.
Kick. So myself and the Will linebacker blitzed the quarterback, Tyler Roth, and I got a strip sack for us to get the ball. We went down and scored, and then later that game we blocked the kick that would have been a game-winning field goal. And that set us I think that set us ahead of them in the section as well. So it was a big game, big moment. Always great to play in these games.
I remember that game well. I was at that game sitting next to your dad. Special shout out to Timmy Watinsky. Thanks for listening tonight, Timmy. Good friend of both Jay and mine, and he wanted us to point out that David Shields, Mount Lebanon's quarterback last year, is not playing to focus on baseball. He has a scholarship to Miami, so and he threw no hitters and stuff this year. Great, good play action, slant, finding the tight end 81 Noah Shirelli, and that's going to be a first down for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, good pass. He wasn't really contested there. He didn't have a hard throwing lane there, so that's pretty encouraging from the offensive perspective.
Seems like, Jay, whenever I expect a game to be like 6-3, some low-scoring, it ends up being like 35-30 for some reason. Everybody was telling me they thought it was going to be low-scoring and I was going to have to be entertaining. Never works out that way.
Yeah, those first two possessions both teams had, they had a bit of difficulty there to move the ball. It looks like that's changing here.
All right, so Devils move the sticks, get their first down. There's an off-tackle run. Oh, man.
That's a good hit.
That's Julian Dallum, the slot corner / safety coming in. And I saw Jules this week, and I could tell he was a little perturbed. He's a very competitive guy. I coach him in basketball, and you could tell he was not happy about how Friday went.
Yeah, that fires me up a little bit, Gav. That just the competitive attitude and seeing that tackle there, that was good.
I'm happy. I'm happy he's my point guard.
Yeah.
Tough as can be. So about maybe a half a yard gain, and that's better for the Panthers in terms of trying to keep them on the sticks. Looks like Michael Albert, 87, is in the game now as a down lineman. He likes to play in the middle to do a little more rushing. So they're going up the gat there, but Albert does a nice job holding his line, and Nate Stoll, 58, in there again on Lesotho. Short gain of maybe 2.
Yeah, Albert's dad played at Lafayette as well as me, obviously, as we said. Always great to see a fellow Leopard in the stands, and we may have another potential fellow Leopard here on the field, Gav.
Yeah, if you saw Michael Albert, he looks like he's like 25 years old. He's just one of those kids who's just built really. When I saw him as a 9th grader, I literally couldn't believe it. All right, so 3rd and about 6 or 7 here. See if the Panthers can hold stout here again. It's Malone again. He's got some time. Panthers blitz but didn't get home, and it's a pass. And it's going to be a first down. He just barely got to the stick. It was a short sort of hitch route, and that's Lahota, the guy who got the personal foul the first drive. But it's going to be a first down for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, it looks like I couldn't tell if that was really – it looked like it was kind of a shallow dig, shallow under route across the linebacker's face. When you see the receiver crossing your face, you gotta hit him.
That could actually – that's probably – I take that back. That's probably Ezra Heidenreich. They have two number 10s, so it's a little difficult here. I'm assuming that's Eli Heidenreich's brother, who Eli Heidenreich was incredible. He plays at Navy now and gets all kinds of runs. So first down for the Blue Devils. Looks like they're throwing slant to the linebackers a lot. Both passes completed have been kind of tight ends. So it's a fake handoff here. Here comes Malone getting a good run. And nice job by Nico DeRazio, the safety, coming in for only about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, that's a nice tackle in the alley there by DeRazio.
Special shout out to my man Mike McKenzie, one of the guys who was telling me it was going to be low scoring today. Mike and I are still in mourning after the Americans' performance in the Ryder Cup. So, Mikey, I hope you're right. Low scoring would be great. How about neither team scores any touchdowns after this? That's what I'm looking for. All right, so Panthers have been pretty good on first down so far, and that's, Jay already talked about it. You don't want him ahead of the sticks on the other side. Malone's back to throw. He's rolling to his left. He gets hammered by Phillips, but he throws to Heidenreich again. That's going to be another first down. So he gets it to about the Panther 42. For a team that's been struggling a little bit in the passing game, they look pretty good in the passing game.
Yeah, they did. That was a nice play call. St. Clair in the zone over there. You're always taught that when the quarterback rolls, you have to expand your zone to the sideline with the quarterback, and I don't think St. Clair did that, which opened up what looked like a flood concept there to the sideline.
He's also getting pretty good protection here. I think the Panthers they tried to send a linebacker there, and he didn't get home, so that's something to watch. Lebo always seems to have a very big, strong line, so this is it's Malone to the left. A pretty good pursuit there for the Panthers. Not a whole lot there to the short side.
Yeah, nothing doing really on that play. It looked like St. Clair's line really had that one contained.
All right, so 4:09 left to play in the first quarter here. Panthers lead 7-0. They did score first, which is really exactly what we're looking for. And the Panthers have, they've been kind of a slow starting team at times this year, so that was very encouraging to me.
Yeah, that was good to see. Let's see what happens here on this play.
All right, back to throw again. It's a slant. That was Heidenreich again. Pretty good coverage there, though. Not quite as much room. And that's Gianni DeSora, the junior corner, does a pretty nice job there.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit impressed here with Coach Colati from Mount Lebanon. Stacks formation on that play. That when you're playing the sort of man concept, when you have stacked receivers, you're really depending on your corners and your outside linebacker to talk, and it's a good way to get man coverage is sort of a man beater type formation there.
All right,
saw it a lot in college.
So 3rd and 8 for the Panthers here. This is kind of a big play. Mount Lebanon's made a little movement. I don't want them to get any momentum back. Marco's chasing him outside. He rolls out. Oh, man, Jules almost – if that ball was thrown well, Julian was going the other direction, and he may have scored.
Yeah, I saw him jump it there as Malone was rolling out there.
Well, that's what he's great at. He has about 3 picks on the year. He spies. He's just got great athletic instincts. But credit to Marco Carone, 78. You have an athletic quarterback, and Marco Carone ran with him, which shows you why he has offers from Navy and all these schools. I also want to give a shout-out to Marco Carone because he made homecoming court.
Yeah, that's big stuff right there.
Both he and his girlfriend, Miss Cortez, both on homecoming court. Very impressive. What a nice kid and just dynamite. So looks like the Blue Devils are going to go here 4th and 9. Same situation the Panthers punted, so they're being a little more aggressive. Is he going to punt here? Yeah, quick kick, Jim Render style. And it's going to work out beautifully. He did a nice job. It's going to be down at about the 2-yard line. So, this is the chess match you see. I wish Coach Render was up here. He would be so proud of that move. That is such a Jim Render type play. But, hey, you can see why it worked, and they've obviously done that this year because you can tell he's done that before.
Yeah, and for those NFL fans, younger viewers here used to watch Big Ben do that a little bit in Heinz Field. Used to be Heinz Field.
Yeah, he punted left-footed, which was always so weird to me.
Yeah, that was strange.
It's like my man Tom Polishenko, who does everything right-handed or does everything left-handed except kicks a soccer ball right-footed. It's just so bizarre to me. Hits a golf ball lefty, baseball lefty. Shoots a basketball lefty, throws lefty, but kicks a soccer ball righty.
Yeah, I've never golfed with him, but that checks out, Gav.
He hits the golf ball an absolute ton. Not always directionally sound, but so all right. Panthers have got to get out of their shadow of their own end zone here. They're in kind of a heavy set here, and Mace didn't get much there. I don't think he got back to the line, but not much else.
Yeah, it's always been weird to me, right? When you're in goal line or you're in a situation like this and you're in shotgun, you almost have more distance to go just to get 1 yard or however. Obviously in this situation we're 2nd and 10, but
oh boy, he got stuck there. Mason was trying to cut that back into the gap, and the linebacker filled beautifully. And man, Beckham D, number 5, who we got to talk about a little bit here, came in and laid the boom. So Beckham D, who's going to Air Force, I know his family well. He's hurt. He's supposed to be out for the season. I'm told he's playing 1 game, and that's all he can play because he's got a labrum injury, and it's tonight. That again tells you what this rivalry means. But he is an absolute disruptor. He probably had 20 tackles last year's game. Yeah,
we got a bit of the color there around him deciding to play last night.
And I'm sure to the Panthers' chagrin, I'm sure. All right, 3rd and 10, and they are going to throw. I like it. Oh, and he was getting held. You could see the jersey come off him, and it's a shame. I understand why you don't call that, but when you can see the jersey being pulled, sometimes you sort of expect to maybe get a little love there. But it was good coverage. He was running step by step, and that's probably why you didn't get the flag.
Yeah. I usually, as you know, Gav, I never had any issue arguing with refs, but I'm going to hold my tongue here.
Yeah, I try not to be too. Oh, did they get it? What's going on?
I don't know. I didn't see a flag thrown here.
I didn't either. I mean, you could see the jersey being tugged. I just didn't see the flag thrown. So it looks like they did call it. So again, it was close, but to me, when you see the jersey coming, that's sort of a giveaway that you feel like you're beat, and he kind of slingshotted himself. Bryce Jones is a legitimate 4.5, 4.6 kid, and all right, so that's a big break for the Panthers just purely in terms of field position.
Yeah, from a defensive perspective there, that's not what you want to see, but the other alternative there is missing the tackle and giving up a touchdown. So from a defensive perspective, I guess that's a second win.
So this is Chambers. Oh, he does a nice job sprinting through. Boy, dances through a tackle and gets about 7. Nice run by Mason. Good patience.
Yeah, that's a good run by Chambers. He's running hard tonight. That's good to see.
Jay Sekernick just texted me and said, just an unnecessary attack on Tom. Jay, first of all, I was trying to be somewhat complimentary, and secondly, there is no such thing as an unnecessary attack on Tom. Anytime you talk about Tom, it is necessary to attack it to some extent.
Yeah, I do agree there, Gav.
I appreciate you chiming in, Jay. Much love.
Yep.
This will be the first year I haven't coached a Sekernick in a long time, although Will be a freshman, so it's just a matter of time. But it's always a pleasure to coach the Sekernick boys. I hope Nick is doing well at W&J. I'm sure he's having fun tonight, not listening to my stupid broadcast. All right, Hellman's back to throw. He's got a man. He's going down the middle, and oh no, the safety was just sitting waiting. He just didn't see him, and that's Heidenreich. And he's going to the outside. Bobby Fleckenstein trying to bring him down. Can't bring him down. And boy, gets all the way to the 11-yard line, and that is a huge momentum shift. And he just must have missed him.
I don't think he saw the safety there, Gav. It looked like the safety came from call it somewhere between the close to our sideline numbers or hash, and I don't think he saw him out of the corner of his eye.
So that's a huge momentum shift. First turnover game is usually a big momentum shift. That's a massive one in terms of field position and everything else. They're inside the Panther 10. And, Jay, the Panthers were really causing a lot of turnovers in the weeks 2, 3, and 4 and turning them into points, and that was really the difference in some of their emphatic wins. And then last week they were plagued by the turnover game. 2 big interceptions in the first half, one a pick six, one that really changed it and gave Peters a touchdown right before half. And again, the last thing you want to see, and you'll see this with a sophomore quarterback, is turning over the football in big situations. And probably why you were sort of suggesting maybe we wanted to run it a little bit.
Yeah, turnovers always change the game, right? Playing in college, we had a goal of 2 or 3 turnovers each game. If we didn't get a turnover, then no matter how many points we gave up or didn't give up, that's what the defensive coordinator wanted to see. So, from a defensive perspective, you're always looking for that. And sophomore quarterback, he'll get the experience as he continues his career, and you only get better at reading defenses and understanding what a coach and defense are trying to do.
It seems like the Tom attack is actually very popular right now because some people are saying it as a shout-out. My man Steven Smooth Jackson is chiming in and saying he really enjoyed it. Smooth, I love you, brother. Thanks so much for paying attention. I hope you and Jackie are well. One of the esteemed alums from the Upper St. Clair High School, original member of the House of Size, no less.
Yeah, Smooth. I hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in a while. Definitely remember, Gav, when I first started lifting, Sunday open gym, enjoying the House of Size pull-up Sundays.
Yeah, I love my pull-ups. Still do. All right. So we are first and goal from the 8 here as the momentum has shifted back to the Blue Devils. Malone rolls. He looks to the corner. He throws, and that's going to be a touchdown. That's an easy pitch and catch. That's 81 Noah Shirelli again. And the wide receiver for the Blue Devils has put it in, and extra point to tie, but that was a little too easy.
Yeah, Gav, I talked about it earlier. When you're in zone defense and you get a quarterback rolling out, you have to expand your zone to the sideline, and you have to, it's easy. You're always told to keep your eye on the quarterback, but you also have to know who's in your zone, and you have to kind of have the feel for that as well. So St. Clair didn't do that there.
No, and I mean the last thing you want to do, this Mount Lebanon offense, was got signs of life on the last drive. You did not want to give them the short field like you did. So, it's a game of momentum, and it's blocked, and unfortunately you cannot return that. We've been through that, but hey, that could be a big play. So Nate Stoll, who's been unblockable for most of the season, was unblockable on the extra point and was almost in the backfield there and blocked that. So big 58, big play, and every point counts in a game like this, particularly one that we're not expecting a lot of points. That's a big play. Yeah,
it looked like if you were able to advance it, Cameron Phillips there had the ball ready to take it to the house. Very, very. I remember Doc Phillips helping me and my teammates with injuries and so forth, and it's good to see. I think he's the only family member of someone I went to high school with or know from my time at St. Clair. So,
and what a dynamite family they are. DJ Phillips is top shelf. So the Panthers will be getting the ball back here. As I feel like this has been a bit of a long quarter, Jay, for whatever reason. Maybe some turnovers, some big plays, not as much run.
Right.
And because a couple of these games have been like 90% run, and I feel like we're out of time before we even start.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a bit of a mix here. I was harping the run in the beginning, and I think St. Clair, sort of mixing it up a little bit here, and Lebo's been throwing the ball a little bit, but I think it's it's something they're liking, right? They keep going to that rollout, and they're freeing up their receivers.
Want to give a shout out to one of my favorites, one of my captains last year, Matthew Gaither, who's watching live from Grove City, where he is a student and a hooper. Matthew, I love you, brother. Great to hear from you. Here comes Julian Dallum. He's trying to get to the corner. Great tackle in the open field. That was 16 Grayson Beck again, their middle linebacker, and a flag down. Do we think there was a little bit of talking, or?
Oh, I don't know if you're allowed to take your helmet off, right? Are you allowed to just take your helmet off after?
Well, it looked like it kind of popped off on the tackle, and then he. I don't know if that's the call. Yeah.
Okay.
The helmet popped off. That, as much as I would love the advantage of a bad call, that would not have been a good one.
So, Gav, last time you and I were watching a game like this, a little higher up, it was the Steelers-Cardinals Super Bowl. I don't think we'll ever see a better football game than that.
Yeah, I mean, my Steeler fandom sort of changed after that because I remember thinking it's never going to get any better for me than that. It never quite mattered as much after the Cardinals game. Yeah, Jay and I watched that next to each other. Fake end around to Dallum. This is Evan Taylor, the diminutive senior, sneaking through a hole, gets about 4 or 5 there. Number 21, who's our special teams captain as well.
That's a good little game there, and fresh legs back there at running back. That's always good to keep everyone healthy, and as you can see in the college game, that's what's working these days with the Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, and the Panthers will play 3 or 4. Corey will play, Banbury will play, and they obviously have a good stable of backs that Coach Shuggo has confidence in. But 5-yard gain is exactly what the doctor ordered here on first down. You'd like a ball control possession. Here's Taylor again. Nice cutback. Oh, my.
Good hit.
That's Beckham D again. Boy, it's
he just wants to play some football, Gav.
Why couldn't he have picked another game to come back, man?
Yeah, I don't know. He just wants to play some football. After seeing his mother last night, it's good to see. It's good. It's encouraging.
Yeah, I laugh because I told his mom last night. I said, hey, take it easy, man. You got a bad shoulder, but knowing that kid, he ain't taking anything easy. So all right, we got about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, and this could be the play on the. They don't have to snap it here, and I'm not sure they're going to.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to.
So it looks like they're going to take it to the end of the first quarter. So after one, the Panthers, with some exciting, some fireworks, some big plays, have a 7-6 lead over the Blue Devils. All right, Jay, so what are any takeaways, anything that sort of really stands out to you after the first 12 minutes of football?
Yeah, so I think, on defense, I think St. Clair really needs to, we got to figure out our zone defense when the quarterback's rolling out. That's really what's freeing up Lebo's receivers, right? I mean, because all you're really doing is, you're in your zone, but the quarterback's creating a different angle and different throwing windows to get the ball to his receivers. And he's escaping the pocket. So, I mean, he's escaping some of the pressure he would be feeling from the D-line if he were stable in the pocket.
Yeah, what are you seeing from the Panthers offense, turnover aside?
I mean, I was harping on running the football, Gavin. The first time we ran the football, what did we do? We scored. I think I think we're doing what we need to do. That turnover doesn't help, but it's a long game and we still have 3 quarters left.
Yeah, and it every time a turnover happens and the momentum shifts, I always say up here, and it probably sounds like a broken record, next turnover is such a big deal because they're also momentum shifts. You get the next turnover and you can shift it right back. But as I said when this drive started, the biggest thing I think that could shift the momentum here is a ball-controlled, sustained drive, where the Panthers are getting some first downs and wearing them down a little bit. If Lebo's got some banged-up guys that are trying to, bravely get out there, it can't be fun to get the ball run at you 10 times in a row.
No, it definitely can, and that's how you establish dominance here, and in a big game like this.
So, this is I feel like I say this too much in the course of a broadcast, but this feels like a little bit of a big play for the Panthers to sort of reestablish what they want to do on the offensive side of the ball and not turn it back immediately to Mount Lebanon after sort of that momentum shift.
Yeah, you had a little bit of time, right, to scheme something up in the stoppage of play with the quarter change.
So it's wide open. Actually, it's a nice slant, good throw, good catch, and that is Charlie Bywalski, the junior. Very athletic young man, and it's going to get all the way out to the Panther 33-yard line. Gain of 15, first down. Just what the doctor ordered, huh, Jay?
Yeah, that was a great play. Wide open there in the seam.
Here's Taylor again, cutting through. It's funny. Taylor got about, looks like even 4 or 5 there. Taylor is not a big kid, obviously, but he somehow sort of like serpentines his way through it. You want to talk about a guy who can cut quickly. He can really do that.
Yeah, that's the elusiveness. It's hard to bring down an elusive runner of the football.
So there's Taylor again, busting up, gets about 2 or 3 more. So we're going to be in a very similar situation. It looks like about 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. I like the strategy here, though. They're getting positive gains, easy third down conversions, and offensive line's doing a nice job right now. Yeah,
you don't want to get 3rd and long, right? And that's what we mean when we say we got to get ahead of the chains.
So another big one here for the Panther offense, and let's see if Ethan Hellman can do his magic here again. He's got some time. He throws. Can Bryce Jones get? Couldn't get back to the ball. Looked like that was supposed to be the back shoulder fade, but a little miscommunication there and incomplete pass.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was the right side to go to. I don't know. That could have been a cold call. Just go to the one-on-one coverage over there. But I mentioned earlier you had that stack formation gap on closer to our side, and looked like they were also man coverage over there. I think there could have been some sort of pick concept.
All right, so the Panthers are going to be forced to punt. Luckily, they have a good one. Braden Wells' snap is true. Here comes Jacobo. High punt. Wow, this is way up there. Way up there to the point where he just probably lost it. I mean that is the hang time is Division I level hang time, and it ends up being a pretty nice punt, almost a 50-yard net, about a 48-yard net. So pretty good job by Jacobo changing the field position there.
Yeah, that was a good change of field position here, and let's hope the Panthers can get a stop here and get something going next drive.
But this has become quite a who's who of the booth up here. You got the Petersons up here, our school board legend, Angela Peterson, which is nice. But now you have the Wharton family up here. The Chief and Lauren Wharton are up here. It's unbelievable. Oh, yeah, I feel very safe with the Chief up here. Because usually somebody's going to revolt on something I say and try to storm the broadcast. So. All right, first 10 from the 20 for the Blue Devils here. Let's see if the Panthers can get back on track on the defense. This is the same play they've been running, and oh, boy. They went play action again, and he had some room there. Is that Heidenreich again? No, that was Shirelli again, and it looked like the eyes got in the backfield a little bit there, Jay.
Yeah, I think they did, Gav. And that's the benefit of play action there. But just a little bit too long.
Are you surprised how much the Blue Devils are throwing?
I mean, I would say that if Coach Junko was coaching them, right? Because I remember playing Coach Junko, and he, as I said, loves the spread offense and was more pass heavy as opposed to run. But I mean, that's pretty easy to do when you have Troy Apke at receiver.
Very true. This is a little surprising to me from what I heard the scouting report to be. I've not watched film. This isn't basketball. So here comes Lesota. He's going to bang it up there for about maybe 2 or 3. But Brock Gillespie, kudos to Big 55. He's that's 87, Michael Albert. Very stout at the nose. Michael Albert typically is like your pass rushing guy. He's doing a nice job against the run so far at the sort of as the de facto pass rush nose.
Yeah, definitely a change of pace, right, on the offensive line. His opposing matchup there. So, I think. It's good to not you don't want to be one-dimensional.
No, and he's not. He can run, too, as a big kid. So about 3rd and 8 here. So see if the Panthers can get a stop. It's a quick out. Can they he just couldn't get him to the ground. They did fine. It was a sort of a curl in front of the sticks, but unfortunately Johnny DeSora could not get him to the ground, and it's going to be a first down for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that was the old window concept. You just have your split guy find the opening between the curl and the flat defender, and caught the ball right at the change. All he had to do was make one person miss.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to tackle a receiver in the open field, and that's a big kid.
Yeah.
All right, so they move this chains. It's 1st and 10 from the 34 here for the Blue Devils, early second quarter. Malone's back. He's got time. Carone gets him. Now he runs out of time. It looks like that was a completion.
I think it was.
Yeah, they're going to call it. So that's Marco Torchia, who's sort of a slot guy. He only got about a gain of 3 or 4, but Mount Lebanon's doing kind of what St. Clair was doing early, getting sort of positive 3 and 4 yard gains on first down. Panthers got to be a little more stout, I think, on the early downs.
Yeah, it looked like St. Clair did a better job there with the rolling out concept with the quarterback and extending their zones to the sideline.
All right, so 2nd and 6 here for the Panthers as clock is winding. Man in motion here. Blue Devils in no hurry. They don't really do tempo like the Panthers do. So this is Malone. It looks like a run, and it is going to be a run. And he's going to get about 2 or 3. It's just like a basic QB off tackle, but pretty nice job there from John Banbury, number 6, the freshman middle linebacker, to lay the boom and only get about a 2-yard gain.
It's a pretty physical game right now, Gav. You're getting 3-4 yards on each carry, and you have 3rd and short, and let's see who's going to be more physical and who wants it more. Both
teams are getting their pound of flesh early, which it's Lebo St. Clair. You would expect nothing less in the Route 19 rivalry. All right, 3rd and 4. Let's see if our Panthers can get off the field here before they get into Panther territory. It's going to be a quick slant. Oh, and Zach Salapow, the senior, stepped in front. Salapow going. Big play by the senior, Zach Salapow, who came in as the backup corner. And you can't see me on camera right now, but I am rocking number 3, the jersey of Mac McCardle, once retired. It has been reissued now, and boy, has Zach Salapow done number 3 proud tonight. Mac would be super proud. Big play for the Panthers.
That's a big play for the Panthers, and you saw earlier how an interception on your side of the on your side of the field can kind of change momentum here. St. Clair has good field position, and I think this is a shot play. I think you need to take a shot downfield. Sudden change. We'll see.
Right after a turnover.
Exactly.
You're aggressive like me. I love it. Here comes Chambers. And, boy, I tell you what, it was one guy that just sneaked through and didn't quite get chipped. And it looks like that's Marco Alandete, the linebacker, or that would have been a huge gain. Still a good gain of 3 or 4.
Yeah, not a bad game there, and still good defensive play from both teams. Good play from both teams.
Got to give a shout out from Ithaca, New York, my main man Luke Banbury, from my man playing football at Cornell, my Whippeal Champion 5, one of the toughest kids you will ever meet in your life. Love you, Luke. It's great to hear from you, and your brother's a beast. I cannot wait to coach him this year. 2nd and 7. Here comes Chambers. He got a nice gap. He's still going. Big, strong leg drive. Go, Mace. He's inside the 5. He's going to score. The big time stuff from Mason Chambers. Showing off that strong center of gravity as a wrestler, and beautiful stuff. The Panthers with a great answer on that drive.
They kept the legs churning and broke some tackles there and found pay dirt.
Yeah, Luke Banbury would have loved that. Luke Banbury has some of the strongest legs you've ever seen in your life. He would have loved that. He hates the Blue Devils like I do, too. It's beautiful. All right, so that is a big play for the Panthers. The momentum has shifted again. What we say, second turnover?
Yep.
Back to the Panthers. And one of the big advantages is Bennett Henderson doesn't miss very many place kicks, and so you are not likely to have an error on special teams in the kicking game like the Blue Devils did. So Panthers lead 14-6, Jay.
Yeah, rumor has it Henderson has around 90% field goal percentage, so that's always good, and good for St. Clair here to get another score, and you also remember Lebo's going to have to go for 2 if they're going to end up scoring and tie this game.
Yeah, and frankly, again, this has been probably a more offensive game than I expected, but you don't want to have to make a big 2-point conversion for like all the marbles. There was a game, take it back to 2005, there was a game at Mount Lebanon that Mount Lebanon had a chance to tie on a 2-point conversion at the very end, and Jack Greenberg, or my man Jack Greenberg, now Upper St. Clair resident, made a great play to basically knock down a pass at the middle linebacker spot, and the Panthers won by 2.
Okay, that had to have been Sean Lee's junior year, huh?
No, Sean's senior year. Jack was a junior.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a great game. It was typical St. Clair, physical, Lebo, beautiful stuff. So, and also shout out to my main man Lauren Anderson, class of '97, one of my dear friends, probably my most loyal listener. Certainly but he and his daughter Miss A are, they're either at the game or listening. Lauren, thanks as always for all of your support. It means a great deal to me.
Yeah, so quick story here.
Oh yes, I love it.
If Tim Witensky's still listening, 7-year-old football. Tim and I are 7. His dad's helping my dad coach, and Tim and I both played safety, right? So it was Jim Witensky. It was his line. He called Tim and I Rosebud and Violet as the 2 softest hitting safeties in the Route 19 football league.
That is absolutely hilarious. Shout out to Timmy. If Timmy's listening still, or any of my guys from the class of 2013 are listening, I want to give a shout out to my favorite non-high school Lebo St. Clair memory when we finally beat that team in the 8th grade St. Clair Travel Final Championship. They were so mad. It was it was glorious. Petey Coughlin and Joel Klein, and I can't not mention Jordan Grabowski, even though I don't want to.
George says he's listening tonight. He texted me earlier today. He's been radio silent, so I don't.
I'd be shocked.
I was expecting some sort of text, but
he's doing something degenerate somewhere. So Bennett's going to go with the short kick, which he likes to do as a change of pace. It's bobbled, but here comes the Blue Devils out. Nice cut there, but Cam Phillips lays the
That's
boom,
a good hit.
And I love it. They had nice pursuit there, and it looked like they were sort of holding it up nicely, and then Cam Phillips just came in. I don't know who 45 is. He's not on the roster, but he did a great job there of sort of holding, contain, and pushing the back outside.
Yeah, both good plays by both. Both players there, and Gav, You talk about back when we were 4A, the two teams that I didn't like playing. Lebo was one of them. Another one was Bethel Park. And always physical games. And there's nothing that fired me up more than getting a big hit or seeing one of my teammates have a big hit like that, especially on special teams.
There's nothing like rivalry games in high school. You reflect back on them the rest of your life. It's just a beautiful thing. And they're going to try to run off tackle, and there is nothing there. Number 7, Dante Corey, the sophomore outside linebacker, came in, did a beautiful job, as did John Banbury, number 6, he is everywhere. If John Banbury, again, I haven't gotten to coach him yet, love the kid. If he's anything like his brother, when big games come, he's going to be there. And he's been an animal so far tonight in the middle spot for the Panthers.
Yeah, that was a big play. He's pretty athletic kid, right, playing football and basketball.
As a 9th grader, no less.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like an adult physically. If you put us next to each other, people would probably think he was older. All right. 2nd and 10 here. Malone's back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open down the middle. Oh, he just missed him. Although is that throw that it's tough to get it over the linebackers?
Yeah. When you're playing linebacker there, you don't necessarily have to, be in the zone or bat the ball, but you just want to be under the receiver to make him throw over the top. And, you're playing that such that you have a safety running over the top to make that throw difficult.
Yeah, like when you're watching from this angle, it looks like the dude's wide open, but Park tells me this all the time. He said that's a really tough throw to kind of get in that window. So this is sort of misleading.
Yes.
All right, this is a big play here because the Panthers have momentum back. If we could get a 3 and out, I'd love it. 3rd and 10. Malone back to throw. He's got a lot of time here. He's going to go oh, no, it's a blown coverage. The dude is wide open. Ball hung up. Oh, and that's a great closeout. Julian Dallum came back and disrupted. I don't know what happened. It was a miscommunication, but the ball hung up a long way.
Yeah, it hung up there, Gav, and it almost kind of reminded me of the old the David Tyree Giants catch where he had it on his helmet. Good play by St. Clair, though, getting that ball loose. And, he had it hung up there a little bit and allowed time to recover, and we had a safety come over from the top, too.
Looks like Mount Lebanon's offensive line's doing a good job in pass block tonight. This has been the least amount of pressure I've seen the Panthers have, although it looks like strategically they're not blitzing much. Here's Evan Taylor, makes the first guy miss. Here he goes. Great little cut inside the 40. A flag was down there. That was a really late flag if that's going to be a holding a blocking infraction.
Yeah, I mean, you're instigating me to start trashing the refs. I got to hold my tongue, Gav.
Well, so they called block in the back. So okay, well, yeah. I just didn't see it. I just got a great shout. Our former athletic director and my dear friend Dr. Kevin Dietrich, and he's loving the beat Lebo train. He's once a Panther, always a Panther. Dr. D, love you, man. It's great to hear from you. All right, so the Panthers, they had great field position, but you can't complain about having the ball at midfield. This is nice, and I would love the Panthers with 6.5 to go in the second quarter to put a nice ball control exclamation point drive. I'd love it. This is a good run here, and that's Julian Dallum. So I wonder if that's a face mask.
Yeah, I think it could be, Gav. But to your point earlier before the play started, you can go in to halftime here, 2 scores up. Definitely good field position. Let's see what the Panthers do.
God, I hope this is face mask because I don't want another behind the sticks type penalty. Yes, face mask. So I was just going to bring this up. I swear to God that Julian Dallum I feel like hasn't been enough of a hasn't gotten enough touches on offense because he's, I think, a huge difference maker in space. I don't feel like they've done enough to get him the ball in space.
Yeah, with how well Chambers is running the ball, I kind of agree with you, Gav. I think you need to have kind of 2 changes of pace and keep throwing different things at the Lebo defense.
Well, unfortunately, Mount Lebanon obviously had the same idea there. And that's about a loss of 5. So, hey, yeah, what do I know? Too predictable. Jack Greenberg just responded, telling me thanks for the shout-out. He said that game was played on Saturday. Hurricane Ivan came through and dumped 7 inches of rain on Friday, forcing the game to be moved to Saturday. Josh Helmerich responded, our senior year. So, yeah, it was Jack's junior year, Helmerich's senior. Thanks, boys. I love you guys. Oh, this is a screen pass. if they can get through this guy. Oh, my. It was just one guy to get through. And kudos to Alan Dante. He did a great job getting through and making that play.
Yeah, so I actually remember going to that game as a kid, the Saturday morning game. And Josh Helmrich, he kicked at Yale. If
he
I
punted.
don't have that. He punted,
He punted
at Yale.
Yeah.
Also played basketball with Sean Lee and Cam Griffin and crew growing up.
Yeah, heck of a quarterback. I enjoyed coaching him.
Yeah. And when I was a kid, watching some of those practices, let's just say there were some chirps between Josh and Sean Lee about who won suicides.
Yeah, Helmrich, when he tried, could absolutely fly back then. All right, this is a big play here. It's a nice throw, and it's down. Oh, he danced out of it. He's going to get a first down. Can he get to the end zone?
Good effort.
Oh, they said he stepped out of bounds with his left foot. One of the reasons why I'm talking about getting this guy the ball is because he is absolutely electric. If you watch the Fox Chapel game, and that was beautiful from Dalman and a dime from Ethan Hellman.
Yeah, a great pass, great run, and it wasn't a touchdown, but we're first and goal, and that's a big play.
Yeah, so hopefully the Panthers can focus on pounding this in. I have to say one of their Achilles heels so far this year has been these situations. We've had turnovers, and we haven't punched it in as well as we are capable of. Here's Mason. He's pounding it. He's going to get there. He's in. Mason Chambers with a touchdown for the Panthers right behind Big.
And we have a flag, Gav. Hold on.
Oh, that was right behind Big 55, Brock Gillespie, and 58, Nate Stoll. Let's see what the flag is. If it might be an unsportsmanlike, but hopefully it's after the.
I think they're allowing the touchdown.
Boy, Mason Chambers have a night, number 5. The senior is all over the field right now.
Chambers is running hard, Gav. You see, so I was ripping earlier the shotgun when you're in first and goal, but the benefit that you do get, Gav, is you have, if you saw the formation, you had the quarterback, 2 fullbacks next to him, and Chambers behind him, and you get those fullbacks.
Oh, no, it's a personal foul in Mount Lebanon, so that'll be assessed on the kickoff.
And so you get those fullbacks coming up the respective A or B gaps, and you get an extra blocker there.
Oh, man, I love this right now. This is exactly right. I love if you feel like I'm in my glory right now, I am. I got a bunch of shout outs. I don't think I've ever had this many people. We have a lot of engagement here, which again tells you
tells you
it's the Lebo game. So Ali Conomo's Paradise, who's another consistent watcher, class of 93, got kids in the district now, and a class act. I'm so glad to hear from her and her wonderful family. She has a senior, which I just can't believe. Oh, my man Gavin Fitzpatrick, the legend. Gavin Fitz is my absolute man. A golfer extraordinaire, no less. I love it. But he's with Tanner and Luke Gensler, 2 of my absolute stud hoopers. I got our single game all-time leading scorer at St. Clair and a Whitfield champion point guard. So great to hear from you 3. I love each of you, and I'm so happy you're listening. And then and Helmrich didn't like that comment about when he tried. He didn't like that. Oh, he's laughing. I stand by it. And then my main man, Russ Del Rey. Russ, great to hear from you. Always a pleasure. Nobody better than the Del Rey family. I got to coach a whole horde of Del Reys and absolutely loved them. Brandon was on my first team, and never a kid I loved coaching more. Just absolutely the best. Nobody played harder.
Yeah, watched Brandon growing up in our Whitfield championship team, and played with Garrett when he was a senior. I was a freshman on the hoop team.
Got to sit at the same table with Garrett at the Cella McMurtry wedding. What a pleasure. Still a hilarious kid. All right, so the Panthers 21-6 lead here with 4:51 to go in the second quarter, and pretty much just what the doctor ordered, other than 1 turnover, right, Jay?
Yeah, I mean that turnover was big, and it gave Lebo opportunity to score here. But you're going into halftime, 2 scores up. You got to be feeling good if you're St. Clair right now, and let's you want to hold Lebo here to a 3-and-out, or you don't want to give up points.
Yeah, you don't,
because that can definitely switch the momentum going in to halftime, and especially coming out.
Yeah, I mean it. Yeah, I gotta say something. What a blessing this school and this whole thing has been for me. I'm glad they let me broadcast, first of all, but like all these people shouting out how much they still care about St. Clair, how much they still care about me personally, it means the world to me. I love all you guys. That's a tough run, but look at 58, Nate Stoll saying nothing. Gets maybe a yard. Great stuff from the big guy.
Yeah, that was. I was actually watching Mount Lebanon on this play, believe it or not, and 15. Kambitsis, I definitely butchered that name, Gav, but that's what we call getting kicked out of the club. He had a pretty good block. I'm not gonna, for St. Clair fandom here, I'm not gonna name names, but there was someone that got kicked out of the club.
All right, 2nd and about 9 here for the Blue Devils, and this is gonna be a wide handoff to Lesota. Oh, Cam Phillips did a really nice job there. It looked like that might be a big gainer. He kind of had contained there, and it was still a pretty good gain. They probably got about 6, but that was a first down if he didn't get there.
Yeah, Phillips was a little bit late on the contain, but still got the tackle and saved a big gain that would, as you said, give up a first down.
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting. Time is ticking down. I mean, you still got 3:45 left. It's not like it's urgent, but if you get a turnover here on downs or, force a punt or something like that, you got a lot of time left to sort of try to fulfill a drive here. So this could be a big play here.
Yes,
I'm hoping the Panthers can get some pressure. They've not had pressure on the passer very much.
You're right. There hasn't been a lot of pressure on Malone.
So here comes Malone. He going to get through. Oh, he got through the gap. Van Helman did a really nice job making a sure tackle because that was actually a little scary.
Yeah, Gav, I think that was a good play call from Kaladi. You kind of had the old double ISOs we used to run when I played.
Yeah, he broke through that line almost like Mason did on his first touchdown, and worried me a little bit.
Yeah, that almost looked like That almost looked like Chambers' touchdown, his first touchdown, where there wasn't a lot of pursuit in the second line.
So Panthers, going to have to be a little stout here now that they got a new set of downs. Here's Malone running to the outside, makes a nice little move. Good job, Cam Phillips again. It's going to be about a gain of 2 or 3, but not bad for the Panthers there.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good pursuit from the defense there. So, Gav, I got to say, this is my first time doing this. I'm enjoying it. Having moved back to Pittsburgh last August, didn't have much opportunity to do this and get back into high school football, but it's firing me up a little bit.
I'm happy to have you here. I'm sure you'd rather be out there, but great memories. I'm sure it's everybody who broadcasts says that. All right, here comes they're going for another play action deep man. They got a man. He's going to find it, and that is going to be a touchdown. Big play. They've tried that exact same play multiple times, and Shirelli was open again, beat him cleanly on the slant, and that is a big momentum shift as the Blue Devils get a touchdown here late.
Mount Lebanon is doing a very good job at setting up the pass. We're seeing a lot of quarterback run. We're seeing a lot of run in the shotgun, and you have linebackers spread across the formation, and when you're, as I said earlier, when you're worrying about the run from being split out in kind of the slot, at what would be a strong safety outside linebacker position, and even just corners, and you're out in space, and that can really free up receivers.
Do you feel like they're taking – I'm not sure I've seen a team take this many shots down the field in a long time. I feel like they've taken a lot of shots. Do you think that's something they saw on film, or is it the element of surprise? What do you think it is?
I think it's definitely something schemed up. They have been taking a lot of shots, and I think they've definitely thrown, at least by the eye test to me, I think they've thrown much more than St. Clair has, and maybe I think you have a senior quarterback here that's experienced. I think they're just giving him the ball, letting him make his reads and putting some responsibility in his hands.
Well, they call timeout. This maybe they might try to go for 2 here and sort of not prolong that. Got a couple more shouts here. My little sister's listening. Thanks, Aaron Williams, class of 2001. Hope the boys are listening. My wonderful nephews, Cameron and Casey. Also my brother-in-law, Matt. Love you guys. Thanks for all your support here. I got my main man, Jeff Harshman. Nobody's a bigger legend from St. Clair than Jeff Harshman, class of 2005. Harsh, I love you, brother. Hope you and Chelsea are doing well, enjoying parenting. Now they're going to go for the extra point here, Jay. which I guess it makes sense. You
Yeah.
keep it at 8.
I mean, we're early in the game. If you that can always mean more down at the end of the game. You never know what will happen in the second half. In the beginning of the second half, that is.
Yeah, man.
I hope Aaron Williams is doing well, and the whole family, Gav.
Yeah, she is. And
It's been a while.
We got to hang out last weekend, got to see the whole family. And as Aaron's kids get older, they're very sort of similar ages to my Dylan. And so
Right.
I think they're going to be super tight. I can't wait.
That's awesome.
Oh, another shout out. You want to talk about a great St. Clair family? My main man, Brendan Brown. Brownie, I saw you guys at that Steelers-Raiders game out in Vegas. Must have been unbelievable. But the Brown family, Kenny and Franny Brown, just absolutely elite. As well as the three or four Brown children, just wonderful. But Brendan was a former Panther here and just a fabulous guy. He's watching from Houston, Texas.
Oh, wow. Is that any relation to Marshall Brown? And
I don't think so. His dad is Dave. And his sister is Alyssa. I don't know if actually they're cousins or not, but another fantastic family. Marshall Brown, maybe the greatest golfer I've ever seen. The dude hits the ball an absolute ton.
Yeah, so at St. Clair Club, he definitely runs the table.
And I don't begrudge it because he's such a nice person. All right, here's the kickoff. It's McCauley again. He's going to kick it short. Look at it bouncing. Oh, that just can't happen. Wow.
No, you got to catch that. You have to catch that on the fly.
What a momentum shift. Grayson Beck ran in and got the recovery of it wasn't an onside kick. It was just sort of a chip kick, and boy, the Panthers looked totally unprepared for it. What a massive momentum shift. That is going to be a Mount Lebanon ball with 2:10 left in the first half. Wow. Just unbelievable, Jack. I cannot believe I just saw that.
Yeah, Gav, I know we're St. Clair fans here, but I'm impressed by Coach Colati. I mean, he's calling a pretty good game, and that's a good play call with the squib kick, and we'll see what happens here.
Apparently Marshall Brown's Brendan's second cousin. Unbelievable. Malone's going deep again. He's thrown into triple coverage, and he's also taken some chances with the ball he's been a little lucky about.
He has. I think that was a chance there, really. I mean, he threw that into triple coverage. I'm really seeing Colati call some, on the rollouts, Gav. He's really running a sort of flood concept with every rollout that he's called for the most part. And the Panthers played that very well right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the Panthers have had a bunch of blown coverages or something like that. It's not but the ones that they have had have been sort of penal because they've been way down the field.
Right, and for the most part, a lot of those shots downfield have been set up off of play action.
Oh, Brendan's going to the Steelers-Texans game this week, too. That's
awesome.
That's a great life.
Game.
They're big Steeler fans. I got a couple more shouts while we have a break here. My mom, Karen Williams, the greatest. Nobody supports me more than my mom. My dad's at this game.
Yes.
We saw him in the warm-up, and my mom watches every game. Nobody more supportive. I love you, Mom. Thank you so much.
Hope you're doing well, Karen.
All right. 2nd and 10. Mount Lebanon in pit. Oh, no, it's left. Oh, my gosh, that was dangerous.
That hung up in the air a little bit, Gav.
We got a flag from the absolute opposite side of the field, from the other side, Judge. Any ideas?
Gav, I don't know what Zebra saw there.
I am so curious. Was it lineman downfield or something? Or were they blocking early? I can't even imagine from where that flag was thrown.
I don't know what he would have seen. There was one receiver close, on our side here. So
lineman downfield.
Okay.
It was weird. That pass was like 2 yards. I'm shocked that we got that call. But do you take that penalty, Jay, or are you happy with 3rd and 10?
I think you decline it. I think you're happy with 3rd and 10, right?
Well, you got it. I said this. I was talking to Coach Junko, not Mike, his dad, Bob, at the JV game last week, and I said, Coach, I would hate to coach football because all your decisions are so much more obvious than mine are in basketball, so everybody's up there killing you if it doesn't go right. Like basketball, they have no idea what I'm actually doing or if it's a decision I made or holes.
Right.
It's very nice. All right, so 3rd and 10 here for the Blue Devils at the Panther 30 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. See if we can get some pressure, man. They're rolling him out again. Stoll. Oh, and Nate's in there. And that's exactly what happened. Nate Stoll collapsed the pocket. John Banbury finishes him off, number 6. And I think if you're the Panthers, you don't really need a timeout here. I think you just sort of see what Mount Lebanon wants to do here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, what, it's 3rd and 9?
No, 4th and 9.
4th and 9. Yeah, you don't need to take the time off. Yeah, I'm aggressive personally. If I stop them here on 4th down, I think my next call is a shot, and let's throw the ball a little bit, see if we can score again before the half.
And we have 3 receivers who can really run. I mean, Bryce Jones, Bywalski, and Dallum are all threats down the field if Ethan has time. But we got to stop him here. They're going for it as you'd expect. 1:10 to go here, 4th and 9. Malone's got a lot of time. Here comes Marco. He's chasing him. John Banbury's in there. Here comes Banbury, and Banbury gets him, and he just has to throw it out of bounds. John Banbury has having a half, and boy, that was great pursuit.
That was.
So turnover on downs. We got exactly a minute to go. Panthers with the ball on the 29 here, and as Jay said, we'll see what they do. But I'd love to see a shot myself. Speaking of guys who could make big plays, shout out here. All the champs are listening tonight. All my Whippeal champs, almost state champs if it wasn't for COVID. Ethan Dallum, record-setting quarterback here, record-setting receiver for Case Western, one of the great point guards I've ever coached, one of the most competitive kids I've ever coached. Love you, E. And he wants me to say, tell JJ he's killing it.
Good. Thank you, Ethan. I saw Ethan play a little bit. He was around my sister's grade, Gav, so I appreciate the love, Ethan, and I hope everything's going well at Case Western.
When it mattered, Ethan Dallum got it done. Whippeal Finals, nobody could guard him. So it looks like they are going to be happy going into the half with an 8-point lead. If Chambers had a broken one, great, but doesn't look like they're in any hurry here.
Yeah, two sides to every coin, Gav. I want to run it up because it's Mount Lebanon, but let's be safe and let's be. We don't need to throw a pick or pick 6, and then we're tied going into half as opposed to up a score.
So here comes Mason. He makes a guy miss in the backfield, but no issue there. I wonder if Mount Lebanon will use a timeout here and try to force a punt, knowing that weird things can happen in the punt game. Doesn't look like it. It looks like both teams are going to be happy. And the Panthers probably – keep in mind the Blue Devils do get the ball to start the second half, but the Panthers are going to go to the locker room. So the Panthers came out strong, and they lead the Blue Devils in the Route 19 rivalry by a score of 21-13 at half. We will be back with you to start the second half. We'll give you a little bit of a summary and a little bit of a strategy for the third quarter. But first, enjoy the bands, and we'll be back with you in a few minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present the 2023 Mount Lebanon Blue Devil Marching Band. Under the field direction of Drum Major A.J. Strom. Tonight, we will premiere the second half of our competitive band show, entitled Blackbird Set Free. Few melodies are more beautiful and instantly recognizable than Blackbird by the Beatles. In our show entitled Blackbird Set Free, you will hear this timeless melody interwoven with works by Bach, Saya, and Stravinsky. Join us as we answer the question, how do broken wings learn to fly? The Blue Devil Marching Band proudly presents Blackbird Set Free. AJ, is your band ready? The Mount Lebanon Gold Competitive Band. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mount Lebanon Blue Devil Competitive Band. Drum captain is Lou Pelliciotti. Pit captain is Ro Walstra. Color guard captains are Zaire Deakins, Lena Fang, Chloe McGee, and Kay Vilsick. Woodwind captain is Lucas Campbell. Brass captain is Sawyer Delahanty. Student leaders are Lucy Gulish, Ryan Stewart, Eduardo Toledo, Alexander Thompson, Isaac Ober, Alejandro Boysen Puglielli, Natalie Nebius, Carson Cheskowicz, Kate Warren, Dawn Routh, Presley Norris, Josh Tallarico, Annabelle Thomas, Ren Davis, AJ Ubachowski, and Devin Williams. The Mount Lebanon Blue Devil Marching Band is under the direction of Jason Cheskowicz. Assistant directors are Ron Liberty and Brendan Higgins. Thank you for your kind attention.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the fine and performing arts of the Upper St. Clair Township Schools, under the leadership of Dr. John Seibert, we present the pride of Upper St. Clair, the Upper St. Clair High School Panther Marching Band. The band is led on the field by drum major Brian McFerrin. For Homecoming 2023, we launch a brief supersonic flight to explore 2 different expeditions in rock music history. Let's fuel up with Queen and one of Freddie Mercury's most popular songs, released in 1979, Don't Stop Me Now. dash down to get ready for the introduction of the homecoming court with a more recent number, one hit by the British rock band Coldplay, released in 2008. In Spanish, the title translates as Long Live Life. Indeed, to USC alums everywhere, welcome home and best wishes for safe future space travels. So let's bring on Viva la Vida! I guess we'll save that for later. Ladies and gentlemen, the homecoming announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, now introducing the 2024 Homecoming Court. Up first, please welcome Delar Kokuler and Michael Ball. Delar is the daughter of Delake and Seifer Kokuler. She's an athlete on our varsity swimming and diving team and has been chosen as a natural helper and is club leader for our USC GAL. Michael is the son of Alyssa Van Horn and Russ Ball and is an active member of our Kids Helping Kids Club, our pickleball club, and the very popular Cereal Club. Ladies and gentlemen, Delar Kokuler and Michael Ball. Up next, we have Gabby Deep and Anaketh Vivekanandan. Gabby, the daughter of Matthew and Catherine Deep, has participated in our Give Kids the World volunteer trip, a member of both the Pantheon and Chanticleer's choirs. Gabby will also be honored at the St. Lucy's Medallion Ball this November after completing over 150 volunteer hours within our community. Anakath, the son of Vivekanandan and Krishnamurthy and Subha Venugopal, is a proud member of the Hispanic Food Club here at USC. He is also a member of Boba Club and the Future Business Leaders of America. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabby Deep and Anakath Vivekanandan. Up next, Alex Cortez and Marco Caron. Alex, the daughter of Lori and Matt Cortez, is a captain of our varsity volleyball team, a member of Kids Helping Kids, and the National Honor Society. Marco, son of Annabelle and Tony Caron, is a member of Cereal Club, Interfaith Club, and captain of the varsity football team. Marco is in the locker room right now, so his good friend Sam Levine is standing in for Marco. Sam is the son of Kara and Steve. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Cortez and Marco Caron, along with Sam Levine. Up next, Jessica Mueller and Joe Donnelly. Jessica, daughter of Kathy Ann and Bob Mueller, is a varsity cheerleader, a student leader of our Latin club, and also spends her free time coaching youth cheerleading. Joe, the son of Jacqueline and Michael Donnelly, is the captain of the varsity soccer team, senior class vice president, treasurer of the IB club, and on track to be an international baccalaureate diploma candidate at graduation. Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica Mueller and Joe Donnelly. And finally, we have Anna McCool and Brian McFerrin. Anna, the daughter of Joshua and Tammy McCool, is the president of our Best Buddies Club, leader of the woodwind section in the marching band, and Anna is a member of our unified bocce team. Brian, the son of Karen and John McFerrin, is the drum major for the Pride of Upper St. Clair Marching Band. He performs in our fall plays and spring musicals and is a member of the Chanticleer's Performance Group. Ladies and gentlemen, Anna McCool and Brian McFerrin. Let's give a big round of applause for our class of 2024 Homecoming Court. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please. Our homecoming king is Michael Ball. And now, another drum roll, please. The homecoming queen is Alex Cortez. Ladies and gentlemen, our homecoming queen, Alex Cortez, and homecoming king, Michael Ball. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand for both the Mount Lebanon and Upper St. Clair Marching Prides. We're almost set for the second half, but first, let's get our 50-50 raffle tickets out. We have drawn the winning ticket. The winner is going to receive $548. And the winning ticket is 5286879. I'll repeat, 528-6879.
All right, we're back again here to get a little recap of the first half and talk about maybe some strategy, some timing, some of the things that happened. So St. Clair struck first on a long run from Mason Chambers to make it 7-0. Then after an interception in short field, the Blue Devils answered with a passing touchdown, but a blocked extra point by Nate Stoll only made it 7-6. Panthers got the next two touchdowns, Chambers, and there were some big plays in that. Julian Dallum had a big pass play, big interception by Zach Salapow, and that made it 21-6, but long pass play again. Noah Shirelli took a long pass from Malone to make it 21-13 at half, and that's where we stand. Jay, any thoughts that stood out to you, any trends, and then does that sort of lead into any sort of thing you expect in the second half from either team?
Yeah, a couple of things. I think St. Clair's running the ball very well. Mason Chambers is running really hard. I think we need to, I want to harp on the run again. I think towards the end of that first half, St. Clair started to really defend the rollout and those shots downfield very well. They need to stay firm with defending that in this half. Really, they've played a good defensive game. You've only given up 13 points because of an interception, and then a natural score for lack of a better term. I think we're going to still see those shots taken from Mount Lebanon. I think we're going to still see the rollout. I'll be interested to see what Coach Colati here schemes up from a Mount Lebanon perspective. I think St. Clair's played a very good game so far, and let's see what happens.
So let's talk on the offensive side of the ball first. It seemed like the running game really got some traction towards the end of the second quarter, and do you think it becomes a sense, especially at the tempo St. Clair plays at, that maybe you have the ability to wear Mount Lebanon down? Do you think that's a legit strategy here for the Panthers as we move on in the game?
Yeah, I mean, you're up 2 scores, and there's really no reason to press and pass and can call a bunch of passes here to start the half. I think let's establish the run again and open up the playbook from there.
All right, and on the other side of the ball, so you talked about some of the stuff in terms of containing on a rollout. Is there something you expect to see? I was talking with Mitch Fawcett, who's a part of our outstanding USC stats crew, was a great receiver here, as well as a hooper that I coached. And Mitch seemed to think we might be able to do a better job bracketing some of the receivers on that deep play action stuff. How do you see that playing out, and is there a strategic adjustment you can think of making in that situation?
Yeah, I think I would expect some adjustment to be made from St. Clair defensive perspective, right? I mean, a lot of those shots that Lebo has been taking have been off of play action. So, I think, hey guys, we've seen the difference now between their play action kind of fits from a linebacker perspective or defensive perspective, looking at the line, the offensive line blocking. You're always seeing a bit of a higher hat. And I think they're gonna get used to that now, and they'll be able to expect that coming out. I also wouldn't be shocked to see some sort of rollout and throwback from Mount Lebanon as some sort of trick play action, right? You've set up the rollout every time that Malone's rolled out. He's been throwing, for the most part, to that side, and he's done a good job, Gav, of not throwing across the middle late. I wouldn't be shocked if I saw some sort of rollout and throw back to the other side of the field.
I love that play. That play seems to work for big gains a lot. I hope we don't see that and see it work. So, okay, the Panthers will kick it off here to the Blue Devils to start the second half as the Panthers got the ball to start this game. And Bennett Henderson's been really good on kickoff so far. I believe he's had at least 2 touchbacks, and the one he went short and directional. So let's see which approach Bennett takes here. He goes short and directional again, and a really good direction. It's taken at the very corner at the 3. Nice little cutback. Can't quite get him to the ground, but looks like Carter Stein will get him to the ground, and great field position there. Got him at about the 16 or 17. Very
good field position to start off here. And Gav, I got to tell you, dude, up here in the booth, first time ever in a booth at a football game, and a chocolate chip M&M cookie. I don't think it gets much better. I mean, it's A1 cookie right there.
This is Friday night, baby. They take care of us. You get the pizza and the Chick-fil-A. If I'd only had a fork, it would have been even better. This is the best. I have a blast up here every week, and I'm thankful you could join me this week. And,
great to be here. Glad to be here, Gav.
All right, well, let's see what we got here. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line as the Blue Devils start their first possession of the second half, and this is Malone. He's going to hand it wide. Great pursuit there, and who else? Big 58 Nate Stoll. There's a reason he's the big disruptor, and that's a tackle for about a 2-yard loss.
That's good pursuit there. Coming from the other side, too, Gav. That's big.
We got an important shout-out here, Jay. It's so important I'm going to stop the action. Dan Kahn, your uncle, is listening tonight. I got to see him last night in person, and now I hear from him. Danny C., my man, thanks for listening.
Yeah, I saw him last night at our event. And I hope my cousin, Annika Kahn, is listening. I know her brother and also my cousin Kush Criswell is at this game. He's on the Mount Lebanon side, unfortunately.
Yeah, we can't take that. That's a nice cutback, and he's got a lot of daylight here. And Lesoto's going to get all the way. I think he was out of bounds. He's going to get all the way down to about the 36. So that looked like a little bit of a break and contain when he cut back, because it looked like that they had that play pretty well diagnosed.
Yeah. I think you summarized that pretty well there, Gav. You got to watch the horse collar tackle, though. You saw, grabbing up by the back of the shoulder pads. You got to watch that. I'm sure Zebras aren't messing around with that tonight.
Yeah. So that's really the first the first big run gain for Mount Lebanon tonight. They've not been great in the run. They've done most of their damage throwing the football. So something to watch here for the Panthers, but. That's a good change of field position there for the Blue Devils as they get a 22-yard gain there. Here's Malone. They're going to go a little more to the ground here. Lesoto cutting back again, and the Panthers over pursue again. But, boy, nice job there. So they were over pursuing a little bit, but then the outside linebacker, Dante Corey, did a really nice job of getting him for a very short gain.
Yeah, great play on Dante Corey there. Keeping contained. The ball's going away from you. You can't get too happy and start pursuing because it's really once he starts to break the line of scrimmage, call it a yard or two past that line of scrimmage is when you can start to take that long angle to the other side of the field. But you got to stay home. As we said, we may get a throwback here, and if you're going to stop that play, you got to stay home when the ball's going away.
You can see why the misdirection will work in a game like this. Everybody's so fired up, flowing to the ball hard, and but good stuff from Corey, and only about a 1-yard gain. So here's Lesoto again. This is a more classic off tackle. He's going to get about 6. He's going to get about 7. So good gain there. Just really some power football, and it's going to be 3rd and 3. Good job from Mount Lebanon to get a positive gain, make it a very manageable 3rd down.
Yeah, very. As we said, you got to get ahead of the chains, and Lebo did that, and they have a lot more at their disposal from a play calling standpoint here.
This is more what I expected to see to begin the game, Jay, to be honest. Sort of more of the power running type stuff. And, I guess Panthers tried to adjust to the pass, and you see run.
Right.
3rd and 3, and it's another handoff. He's going to get to the outside, but he's not going to get there. Boy, was that a beautiful play at the line of scrimmage. Cam Phillips once again shooting that gap. Almost no gain, so it'll be interesting to see. They're on their own 45. It's a 4th and 2, and it looks like Mount Lebanon is going to punt the football. Great stuff from the senior defensive captain.
Yeah, to your point before that play started, Gav, I think both teams from an offensive standpoint sort of started off a little slow, and St. Clair's first run on their second offensive possession in the first quarter, they score. Chambers scored, and so I really think now that both teams have had time to settle in, they can really sort of get comfortable and open up the playbook a little bit.
And it's going to be a fair catch, and that is Nico D'Orazio, number 4, the sophomore safety/receiver, and pretty good punt. Yeah, it doesn't surprise you that teams at this level have good special teams. The Panthers have an outstanding kicker and punter, and Lebo's punter's been very good so far. So the Panthers will take over on their first possession of the second half at their own 20-yard line. So, Jay, we talked about trying to establish the run here. Is there a particular run series or concept that you've seen so far that you think has worked?
We've done a good job of sort of having a blocker leading Chambers as he's running through the hole. I would expect some sort of off-tackle power type of play. I mean, we're hitting them sort of in that like C gap, B gap area of the defense, and this formation actually.
It's the double sidecar to Dallum again, and they are all over that. So, I talked about getting the ball to Jules, and I think that he's being watched a lot. My idea was more to get him the ball a little more in space, wide.
Yeah, I'm shocked we haven't really seen a lot of screens to him tonight, Gav.
Fox Chapel, that was like the whole game.
Right, and you're getting a lot of power sort of run pace from Chambers, and I think a screen is the best chance you get to sort of get him in space and let him go to work.
So that's a nice run. It was a nice play to sort of grab his leg, what could have been a big gainer because Gillespie had really cleared out his guy. It's only going to be about a gain of 4. Mount Lebanon's doing a pretty good job tackling Chambers here early on. They struggled at times in the first half, but they've been solid so far here.
Yeah, I mean, overall, Mount Lebanon's come out pretty strong. They moved the ball a little bit. Yeah, they ended up punting, but so far staying pretty firm on defense as well.
All right, so 3rd and about 7 here. Ken Hellman gets some time. He does. He's looking down the field to Bywalski, and he just got tackled.
You got to throw it there.
Yeah,
okay.
I have no idea why because, frankly, he wasn't in that bad a position in terms of the coverage. I think he just sort of panicked when he saw him break a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like also, you're looking up, you want to get ball, and Bywalski was right in front of him, and so you almost have no other decision than to grab. We always said, if you're gonna commit a pass interference penalty, you better commit it, and you can't give up a touchdown. And and that's what happened here.
Yeah, you go down the field like that. To me, at this level, make him complete it. You could have tackled the catch. So, but I know it's very. That's such a hard position to play. So, the Panthers will take advantage of the Mount Lebanon mistake and get a first down at their own 37. So, well, look at that. So, what they did there was a direct snap to Mason Chambers. They moved the quarterback over. I thought that was an illegal shift because I thought it was. I don't know. Is there a flag?
It looked strange to me, Gav. Yes, there is a flag over there. What looked like to be in the backfield. I know I'm late, but to also continue off that Chick-fil-A trend we talked about, I just learned that they have sriracha sauce now. You talk about a fast food cuisine that just really kills the sauce game. Adding sriracha, whole new level, whole new, just very versatile fast food restaurant, Chick-fil-A.
Oh, a special shout out to my wife Ashley, who is apparently watching with the boys tonight. I hope Runes is asleep, but apparently Dylan's comment is, "Daddy is really talking good."
I think Daddy is talking good.
Thanks, buddy. I love you. I appreciate the positive support.
Yeah. Hope everyone's doing well back at the Williams house. Ashley, been a long time. I hope you're doing well.
Uh-oh. Hellman's in trouble. He's got to get rid of it. And he's going to go down. So what can't happen there is what exactly did happen. He saw the rush and tried to make a play instead of just sort of getting rid of it. And what happened is you got about a 25-yard loss there. So instead of like living to fight another day, you've now pretty much assured it's going to be like a draw and a punt.
Right. Yeah, you do have to get rid of it there, Gav. But you also have to remember, in high school football, you can't just throw the ball out of bounds.
No, and he was in the pocket.
Escaping. Right.
But, if you have an individual matchup, you just try to throw it up and have your receiver make a play. It's just,
right, throw it such that he either catches it or it goes out of bounds.
So I expect a draw here from the Panthers, and that's exactly what you're going to see. And here's Chambers, and he's not going to get a whole lot. And unfortunately, we're back in a punt. So not a real strong offensive drive for the Panthers. They were helped by an interference penalty, but ended up being 5 yards of a total gain. And other than running some clock, not much good there from the Panthers. So it's going to be a punt here, and going to be Jacobo Echeverria-Lozano, who hopefully can flip the field here. This is a little bit of a big thing here because field position is going to play a part in this, especially with all the running that's happening.
Yeah, we're seeing how physical this game is to start the second half. I think field position is going to be very important.
Another good snap from Braden Wells. Jacobo's got time. That one didn't quite turn over like he is used to, and so that one's not going to be as good as his usual effort. It's going to only be about a 36, 37-yard net. So a pretty good field position for the Blue Devils. They will take over at their own 44-yard line with 5:31 to play in the third quarter, and the Panthers leading 21-13. So, Jay, any thoughts here on what you might be expecting from the Blue Devils from a tactical standpoint offensively? Do they sort of continue with that run thing, or are they setting it up for another shot here?
It's tough to say. I think I think St. Clair is definitely gonna, we're up still, right? So you don't need to start throwing the ball all over the field. I'm talking about the wrong offense. I think Mount Lebanon is going to sort of stick with their rollout, and they've been somewhat productive, right? Passing in early.
Here's
parts
the
of
reverse.
downs.
There's the misdirection. Yep. But nice job by Dante Corey. Really stood up his man, and then Nico DeRazio, the safety, came up and finished him off. So pretty good defense from the Panthers.
Yeah.
We got a man down on the field for the Blue Devils, which is not what we want to see, but frankly a product of a very physical game. Well, while we got an injury, I want to
Looks like Malone is down, Gab.
Oh no, it's the quarterback Malone. So the one thing that's scary about that sort of misdirection play is when the quarterback tries to do sort of against the grain blocking.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because when you're a quarterback, you don't want to get hurt, but there's also that part behind you where I want to make a block, I want to make a play for my team, right? I didn't necessarily see what happened to Malone on this play. I hope he's okay.
So I want to give a shout out here that I just got. Unfortunately, he's on the dark side here, Mount Lebanon guy, coaches wrestling, but he's also my guru of religion. He runs the Pittsburgh Experiment in the city, and was my young life leader back in high school. One of the great people I know, Chris Buddha. Coach Buddha, thank you for paying attention. I hope your team loses horribly in the second half, but it doesn't mean I love you any less. So I really hope Malone is okay. I think. Mount Lebanon has not, like I said, the scouting report I got was that their passing game has really sort of sputtered, and I think their passing game has been pretty, as you said, productive tonight, and I think he's done a nice job. He looks like he's okay, maybe just got the wind knocked out of him, so
yeah.
That's good to see.
Yeah, they've been moving the ball in the pass game tonight, Gav. I mean, if I'm Coach Colati, I'm gonna keep doing it, and I think working in the misdirection there with the reverse, the concept I like. St. Clair's doing a very good job at staying home on that misdirection, though.
Well, the Panther run defense has been really good. They've been really tough at the line of scrimmage, really stout. What has been a little surprising is how little pressure they have gotten on the quarterback when Lebo has thrown, because they've been in the backfield all season between
Right.
Stoll and Carone and Mike Albert. Like, those are some guys who can really get there. And so the backup quarterback here is Patrick Smith, the sophomore, is a really good athlete, a very good basketball guy too as well. That's a straight run up the middle as you expect from a big athletic kid. He's going to get about 3 or 4. Van Helman, the linebacker, came in, made a nice tackle. So that's going to set up about a 3rd and 6 here. And is Malone coming back in? No, Smith is staying in the game. So, well, the other thing that could be, Jay, is it could have been a knock to the head, in which case you really don't have that much discretion as a coach.
Right.
If there's any issue, they're going to err on the side of caution, which they should.
Agreed, yes.
But, you'd hate to see him leave the game because of that. So I wonder if they'll let the young sophomore throw here. I don't know. Looks like it's going to be another run. It's going to be an off tackle. And he's going to get through, and he's going to get the first down. Boy, the Panthers look like they had that strung out pretty well, but he did a nice job turning it up, and that's a big play for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, they brought an extra blocker on that overloaded side, Gav.
Boy, interesting, because you'd have thought they'd have really had that sort of diagnosed, given that they're probably not expecting him to come in and throw the ball. So
right.
If they're going to run a bunch of power here, and they're probably in 4-down territory, the Panthers, maybe they're going to have to commit some numbers, although maybe not yet. They've done very well against the run here most of the night.
Sure. I'd expect another power again, or some sort of, what we used to call stretch.
This is Lesota. He's going to bang it up there. He's going to get about 4. Good, strong gain there up the middle. And the other thing that worries you a little bit, Jay, is the Panthers play almost exclusively guys on the line both ways. And that's exhausting, man.
It is.
You can wear down guys easily. Lebo's a 6A school. They have probably twice the numbers we have. And, they may be subbing more on the line.
Yeah, and you got a quarterback in now that you're going to run with, and that only plays to Lebo's benefit.
Yeah, he's a big kid. Patrick Smith, like I said, he had probably 30 rebounds in one of the JV games last year. He's a big, strong, athletic kid. All right, so 2nd and 6. How are you going to throw? Can he get down the field? Oh, he can. He's got a good arm. It's a nice throw. Bryce Jones turned around, but so that's a really nice play from the receiver. He sort of got shielded, and that's going to be a long gain, a 38-yard pass play. That's Shirelli again, who's having a huge night. And credit Mount Lebanon, they take another shot down the field, and it benefits, and they are down to the Panther 2.
Yeah, that was a good play. Good catch. Played a little basketball there, boxing out the St. Clair corner. It's interesting, Gav, seeing that formation that they've really run ever since the new quarterback's been in. There's not a lot of pass that you can really run out of it just because of having those two sort of offset fullbacks.
Yeah, it was a one-on-one. They just went down the field and won a jump ball. They're banging it up the middle of Lesotho. So wait a minute now. That looked like a bit of a push. So they changed that rule this season so you can't push from behind in high school football, and they called that they called that the first game St. Clair played this season. I'm a little disappointed that wasn't called because it looked like the Panthers had it stacked up. But I wonder if you think the Devils go for 2 here?
They have a lot of momentum. I would not be shocked.
So JJ's dad, Jeff, who is in addition to being my boss, is also an assistant coach for Mount Lebanon basketball, said Smith is very athletic and really strong and fast and a great kid. So this might work against us here, Jay, having him in the football game. So it's power I, and Smith's going to drop back. He going to run in. It's down to the goal. It's going to be close. They're saying he did not get it. So good job from the Panthers. I mean, the guy from the far side clearly marked it down at the 1. So John Banbury, number 6, and Michael Albert, 87, were stout at the point of attack. And, boy,
it's a physical game, isn't it, Gav?
Oh, my God. I told this story a couple weeks ago, but, there was a game early in the season several years ago that I was tight with a bunch of my guys, Dallum and Banbury, actually, who we've heard from tonight. And they were like, yeah, if you should come down on the sideline. Holster's going to come down on the sideline. You want to watch the South Fayette. It was the first game of the season from the sideline. I said, okay, I'll support you guys. And it was so violent and so loud. I never played football, not nearly tough enough to play that sport. And I never would go down to the sideline ever again. It was like, it honestly, some of the sounds were like off-putting. It was uncomfortable. So I can't imagine what some of those sounds are like tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't hear him up here, but I think if I was down at the sideline, Gav, I may want to jump in.
Well, your body, after about eight or 10 straight years of football, are you finally healed now?
I wouldn't. I mean, right currently, I mean, healed is I wouldn't necessarily say I'm healed since playing all that football. But yes, I'm in good health. Unfortunately, this time last year I went to sleep one night and woke up with a herniated disc in my neck, and that hasn't happened since. So, I'm just hoping I don't wake up with another herniated disc.
That unfortunately runs in your family. I know your dad's struggling right now. Jeff, I hope you feel better. Thanks for watching tonight and listening to the broadcast.
Yeah, if my mom's listening, please make him take Tylenol, Advil, or both.
Yeah, he told me he wouldn't take ibuprofen last night. I could see him struggling. I just couldn't believe it. If Paula Kahn's listening, I love me some Paula Kahn. I hope you are listening. I miss you. And you need to come over and meet the Runes as soon as possible. You would love the Runes. He's so pleasant. All right, so we are at 21-19 here. Late third quarter, 2:46 left to play. And as you would expect, and as JJ predicted early on, this was going to be a close game. It was going to be a down-to-the-wire type football game, and that's exactly what you've seen. This has had sort of all of the hallmarks of a classic Lebo-St. Clair rivalry game.
Yeah, that's for sure, Gav. I mean, even when these teams, when it's sort of lopsided coming into this game, whether one team's much better than the other, they always play each other tough.
All right, so Lebo's going to kick off here. We've got Julian Dallum, number 2, back, as well as Evan Taylor, 21. See if the Panthers can break a return. They had a good return set up on the first one, but didn't quite get it done. Here comes Taylor. He's going wide. Dallin throws a good block. He gets a crease. Good hit, but he still gets to about the 36-yard line. So pretty good field position. Probably the best field position after like a kickoff or something for the Panthers today.
Right, I agree. I think this is the best field position they've started with.
So, Jay, the one thing to me that's really something you got to watch for in terms of the way this game is progressing is the next turnover. We've sort of used that phrase. The next turnover is going to be a huge momentum shift. What I'm hoping to see from the Panthers here is a real statement drive in terms of ball possession. We haven't seen it that much, and I feel like they've been close but made a couple mistakes here and there. Let's hope they can possess the ball here and, try to wear down the Mount Lebanon defense a little bit, who's not been on the field that much, certainly this half. So it's Dallin at the quarterback spot. Jules is going to go. Oh, he's got a gap. There goes Dallin. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. There is nobody catching Julian Dallin. Great call from the sideline. Junko switched quarterbacks, went Wildcat with Dallin, who was the quarterback last year, is a terrific thrower, and Bywalski with a great block on the corner. Dallin turns on the Jets. 64 yards for a Panther touchdown.
We kind of just saw a similar, this same play concept that Mount Lebanon ran all last drive when they scored.
Oh, that was just exactly. So, okay, did I want a ball possession drive? I did. But will I take a splash play touchdown? You better believe it. And Julian Dallam's the guy to do it. You've just got to get the ball in his hands. He's such a playmaker. Oh, it's a big play. So, Bennett Henderson on to attempt the extra point.
I mean, that's cash, Gav.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even – I remember there was a broadcast like last year where somebody said, are you worried about jinxing Bennett Henderson? I said, he's been kicking since he was a sophomore, and I think he's missed one kick. So if I'm trying to jinx him, it's not working. I would never try to jinx Bennett. He's one of the nicest kids around. So that is a big play. So with 2:35 now left to go in the third quarter, the Panthers extend their lead to 28-19. And you got to give a shout out to the Panther offensive line tonight. I think where there's been some breakdowns in the pass game, they've been terrific in their run blocking against a very stout defensive line. Not many people have scored many points against this Mount Lebanon defense. And so kudos to you, Bobby Fleckenstein and Marco Carone, Brock Gillespie, Mason Geyer, and, of course, Nate Stoll. You five are doing a fabulous job in the run blocking game, so I hope that continues.
Yeah, they've been strong on both sides, Gav. We've said that there hasn't been a lot of pressure, when we're on defense. But you also have to think Malone when he was in, he was rolling out a lot. So you're sort of taking away that defensive line pressure. I mean, we've been run blocking well all game. I'd be interested to see kind of what happens the rest of this game with our pressure from a defensive perspective.
That's an interesting point. I didn't really think about the rollouts and how that impacts the pressure. So maybe that's why they're moving the pocket every play, worried about Stoll and Carone up the middle and Gillespie. All right, so Bennett Henderson now going with the long kick and well deep into the end zone. What a weapon. Man. Takes away one of the most dangerous plays in the high school football game, the kickoff return, and that's his third touchback tonight. So great stuff from Bennett. Not only a extremely reliable place kicker, but excellent in the return game.
So, Gav, I have to give a shout-out to my 7th grade football coach, Brad Wilson. It's been a while since I've seen him, but some of my favorite memories, Gav, playing quarterback, playing safety, as well as being a kick returner and punt returner. Returning was one of the most fun things I ever did on a football field, and that was obviously before a lot of the the distances and stuff where you would kick from changed. That's now closer.
All right, handoff up the middle. Good stout stuff at the point of attack there. I'm trying to see who that was. Stoll finished him off, but I'm trying to. Let's see. That's big 55. Brock Gillespie doing beautiful at the nose position, only a gain of 1. Yeah, Coach Wilson's the man. In addition to being a fine human being and a fine baseball and football coach, he's a fine broadcaster. He was my partner in the second game of the season this year and did a fabulous job.
I did hear that he made an appearance earlier this season.
And he made the smartest decision of his life, marrying the wonderful Kristen Petrini Wilson.
That's right.
Very smart. All right, so 2nd and 8 here from their own 22. Smith rolling to his left. Looks like a run. He's going to turn it up. Oh, nice little move. Nice hit, but it's going to be a pretty good gain. Hellman and Banbury got him out of bounds, but this Smith, I'm pretty impressed with his, not just his size and athleticism, but his acumen. He seems to be a pretty clever runner.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's an athletic kid. I think, He's pretty elusive. This is sort of what he does, Gav. So, they've thrown the ball once. Let's stack the box. Let's make him beat us.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happens. The only thing that worries you a little bit is how often they've gone down the field. The Panthers do not have big corners. They have smaller corners, and some of the receivers from Mount Lebanon are bigger guys. That's about the only thing that worries me. But this is a spread. They got 4 guys wide. Smith's rolling. He looks like he's going to throw. He's rolling. He's got time. Is he going to turn it up? John Banbury's got him. He can't bring him to the ground. Can Carone get him? He does. Big 78. Marco Carone, the member of the homecoming court, gets a big sack for the Panthers, and that's going to force a punt, I would assume. It's still the third quarter. I don't think you can possibly go for it on your own 27, but maybe they do.
I don't know, Gav. He slammed Smith to the ground there. I think he's a little angry. I think he wanted some votes.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you know Marco, he's such a nice kid. I would have voted him for. What'd they call? No pickup. I don't know. Might have been a pickup
of the flag. That's the second time they've picked up a penalty.
Marco's
a little sick of seeing the yellow flags. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, Marco's girlfriend won homecoming king. My contractor's daughter. Shout out to Matt Cortez.
When's he finishing the house?
Yeah, I got to get that electrics in here this week, hopefully. Pretty good punt. Oh my, that's going to be a really good punt. Over Drazio's head. It's going to be all the way down to the Panther 23. But look, no harm, no foul. The last thing you want is a turnover in the special teams game. So, that's just fine. Field position important, but not the biggest deal in the world here. It's not turning over the ball to back to the Blue Devils. That's really important here. So, all right, Jay, say you're playing offensive coordinator. Say you're Coach Junko, Sean Morton, some of the offensive guys. What is your sort of philosophy here? We're almost at the end of the third quarter. There's 6 seconds left. You're not, it is absolutely a 2-score game now. It's too early to run clock, I would think, but does it change your strategy at all?
No, Gav, we still haven't seen that really nickel and dime you down the field, or we still haven't seen that full complete possession. I think that's really where it's going to come in big. We need to establish the tempo with the run, because as we continue into this fourth quarter, that's going to be very important to keep a lead.
And here's Mate. Nope. He's going to sneak through. He just couldn't quite get through there. I liked the call. They didn't. It looked like a little extracurricular stuff after the play, but no flag thrown.
I got to give a shout-out to Bywalski there. That's a good block. He kicked the corner out of the club, and then the corner, he gets up, pushes him in the back, mad that he got kicked out.
So it looks like
come in the club. Why are you trying to come in?
It looks like we've got at the end of the third quarter here, the Panthers lead 28-19, but it looks like we got a Blue Devil who appears to be cramping. It's
Get
not
him the
really,
mustard, Gab.
Yeah, it's not that warm, man.
He needs some liquid IV and the mustard.
He needs to drink the BCAs. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
my wife made me drink the BCAs.
Ones.
That's what I got.
Right.
And not only does it help my voice stand the test of all of this talking I'm doing, but it helps me not cramp in the broadcast booth. Nobody wants that.
Well, you have some good acoustics tonight. I don't know. Are you much of a singer?
I used to sing a little bit. I'm the worst singer in my family, but that's also not a big deal because my family is outstanding. Every single one. My sister and brother in particular are unbelievable. My mom's pretty darn good too. So I'm probably the worst singer in the family, but I'm okay. I'm passable.
Okay.
I sang nationally at my wedding.
Okay.
Shout out to my man Rob Shogri, a.k.a. Nevin James, for accompanying me and practicing with me, so I was able to do that.
I believe I went to high school with a few kids that may or may not have crashed that wedding.
Yeah, and the fun part about that is Will Ross, who's one of the guys who crashed, is getting married in April at the exact same place I did. Now, I am invited, but I told him even if I wasn't invited, there is no question I was missing that. I was absolutely crashing.
Yeah, you have to repay the favor.
Oh, no question. Plus, I want to go to that wedding. It was an amazing wedding. I want to go to that same wedding in that same place without the stress of the wedding.
Yeah.
I know my wife's super excited because she planned that wedding, and Will liked it so much he wanted to do it for himself like 10 years later.
Well, congrats to Will Ross with the engagement.
Love
the wedding
Ross.
planning.
Love the Ross family. Just the best.
That's right.
All right, so we are in the final quarter of the football game, the fourth quarter where champions are made, and it is 28-19 Panthers with the lead, but facing a 2nd and 10 on their own 23. Let's see if this is going to be Ethan Hellman time. No, it's Jules again. Dallum gets the outside. Nice play. Wow. I couldn't tell if that had a hole or not, but that Alan Dente, number 2, has been really active in the middle linebacker spot for the Blue Devils.
Gav, I'm all when I watch the Steelers, and this is somewhat irrelevant, but I'm always looking for man coverage on George Pickens, and I happen to see man coverage on Bywalski, who's blocking his butt off right now. I think he needs rewarded with a little pass downfield. Goes completely against everything I just said before this possession started. But
it's a screen, and they got him. Here comes Mason. He's at the 30, the 35. He's at the 40, and that's going to be a first down. Great call from Coach Junko. Sucked the whole defense in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and that you talked about the screen would be perfect based upon how Mount Lebanon was playing, and it's like they heard you.
Coach Junko's been hearing me a little bit tonight.
He's doing a nice job.
He is.
Assuming he's the one calling the plays. Boy, that is a big play for the Panthers. You did not want to punt from your own territory and give Mount Lebanon a short field, and now you got a new set of downs to run clock. And Mount Lebanon's St. Clair game is never over until the final buzzer sings. But you get another touchdown here and go up 3 scores, and boy, that is a huge gut punch.
Yes, it is.
In motion, here comes Chambers. Off tackle, Albert with a great block. Here comes Mason.
There he is.
He breaks it. There is no doubt about it. He is going to the house. And ladies and gentlemen, 59 yards. What a night for the senior tailback, Mason Chambers. Just a dream night for him in the offensive line.
Another good run, Gav. That was very similar to his first long touchdown earlier. You're not really getting a second level of pursuit from Mount Lebanon's defense.
Boy, the misdirection on that was beautiful. They used Dallum, who's doing a lot of sidecar in the second half, and they faked it to him because he's a dangerous guy, went the other direction, and shout out to Bobby Fleckenstein, who was on the corner there blocking, did a great job on the kick out and big gap. He and Stoll did a great job there.
Yeah, that was good blocking all around.
So Henderson with the extra point, no problem, and 35-19, Panthers with 11:13 to go in the fourth quarter. And Jay, it's a 16-point game. Now, I'm not the greatest mathematician in the world, but what that means is it's technically still a 2-score game, but you would need 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions. So more than likely it is a 3-score game, and that is a massive distinction. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right, Gav. Even anytime you have to go for 2, we see all the time in football, just the difference that makes. Even just giving up two touchdowns, well, they still have to get that 2-point conversion. Let's hope we have 11 people on the field, unlike Notre Dame last weekend.
Yeah, that was bad. That was very bad. I don't really know what to say about that other than I can't believe that happens at that level. But it goes to show you, that there is so much that goes into it. It's just a hard thing to do. Again, why I would not want to be a football coach. I think, I'm a basketball coach, but I still think football coaches are the ones that make the biggest impact, and it's the hardest to do. And so I have a lot of respect and admiration for our particular coaches and really anybody who coaches that sport.
And there's so much scheme that goes into it. There's just a lot of decision-making. I always have a lot of respect for my football coaches. I do have to shout out one of my football coaches, Gav. Unfortunately, on the dark side, Tony Rita.
Oh, yeah?
The old ball coach, Gav.
Yeah, Tony Rita, former West Virginia quarterback, no less, and a
Yes.
really great guy.
And a standout quarterback at in Mount Lebanon.
But again, it's one of those situations where, much like Chris Buda, I can love you a lot, but when it's Upper St. Clair, Mount Lebanon, you know who I'm rooting for. Your dad's one of my best friends in the world, but when I saw him over on that other sideline last year, nobody I wanted to beat more.
Yeah, that's sporting.
Yeah, it is. And frankly, he'd feel the same way about me when it was that situation. It's just, it's the beauty of sports. It's the beauty of this rivalry, and there's no game I enjoy being a part of more than St. Clair Lebo. All my greatest memories as a coach and a player are from that game. All right, Henderson, bomb, almost out of the end zone. Bennett's having a great night. Really is. I take him for granted sometimes because he's so boringly good, but he's having a fabulous night. Bennett, I apologize for taking you for granted so much. You're just so good at your job that I don't even give you enough love, I don't feel like. Some college is going to get an absolutely unbelievable kicker. I think last time I talked to him, he was leaning towards Fordham. Which is a great school.
Yeah, another fellow Patriot League prospect here. That's good to hear. That's awesome.
I feel like we send a lot of kids to that conference because it's the smart kids.
Yeah.
The Ivy and the Patriot. That's where all our kids go because
That's right.
they're great. You put the student in student athletes, which makes me proud.
Well, unlike us in Mount Lebanon, St. Clair can get on the bus and make their decisions when they get to school.
Oh, I love it. Got to get the buses in. Smith is back to throw. He's going down the field again. His man is running. That's way underthrown. That's intercepted. It's Dallum again. Jules is cutting across the field. He got a chance here. He's at the 25. The 20, Nate Stoll's in front of him. He's just going to run out of bounds. Julian Dallum. So you live by the sword, Jay, you die by the sword. That never had a chance. They had 3 guys there.
That's right. That's right. He underthrew it a little bit, Gav. Threw it in the triple coverage.
And that's a sophomore quarterback who has not probably had a ton of passing reps. So it's really excusable, to be honest. That's a really tough situation for him to be in.
Yeah. And he'll only improve, as he gets more experience.
But yeah, that's a big play. Again, it's never over until the final buzzer sounds in this rivalry. But you put a touchdown in here, it's all but over. And
That's right.
But Julian Dallum, what'd I say? He is quiet tonight. Not so quiet anymore. Long touchdown run, interception.
Kid's played a pretty good game.
Yeah, he's just fabulous. I cannot wait. Like I said, please don't get hurt, Jules. So timeout for the Panthers here inside of 11 minutes to go. They lead 35-19 and knocking on the door once again. So, when you're celebrating homecoming against your arch rival, there's nothing better than to see this, which is the possibility of not only winning, but a decisive, one of those statement sort of wins. The Panthers struggled last week. There is no doubt about it. I saw some of those kids this week, and you could tell they weren't feeling good. You know what the talk probably is. The expectations are high around here. They don't care how many sophomores you have. And boy, would it feel ultra good for these kids who were beat up all week to really have an emphatic win tonight. It really would be great.
Yeah, it's always good to come back after a loss, Gav, and kind of put it to your opponent.
So here we go. Again, I'm not going to take anything for granted here because Panthers have not been a great red zone offense this year. That being said, they have been very efficient in the red zone tonight.
They have.
And that's
They've
very
been
important.
Very good with the run in the red zone tonight.
Yep.
Let's go to Bawalski. The dude's been blocking his butt off.
JJ's wanting Charlie to get the ball here. Love my man Charlie, too. He can hoop, too. Doesn't play for me, but he can hoop.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Taylor. Nice cutback from Evan Taylor. Oh, he fumbled.
Oh, no.
Oh, and that's what can happen in this football game. Did Marco get it? So it looked like Marco Carone, number 78, actually caught it. I think he did, and Evan Taylor looks like he's banged up, and he is. It looks like his knee or something. So the Panthers were very fortunate there. That was going to be a 5 or 6 yard gain, but they were very fortunate to keep the football.
Yeah, you got to control the ball here, Gav.
Yeah, because a field goal puts you up 19, and that's a definite 3 scores. You'd take that any day of the week.
That's right.
But let's not give up now. So Gianni DeSora, 0, coming into the game as a third slot receiver. And Dante Corey is in the game as a running back. Fakes to Dante Corey. Rolls left. Got a man in the flat. It's Cam Phillips. He's at the 5. Cam Phillips trucks a man. He's into the end zone. Cam Phillips, big 44. And he's going to get a flag for taunting. But I believe the touchdown will stand. And that's St. Clair Mount Lebanon for you. But happy for Cam Phillips because he does all the dirty work on the defensive side of the ball. Nice to see him get some glory on offense. Great play call.
Yeah, it was a great play call to get him free in the flat there, and a good run, good finish at the goal line.
Lest you thought Coach Junko was going to get conservative and try to run clock. Beautiful play action, roll out left, and a nice little touch throw from Hellman. And the senior Cam Phillips scores. And here comes Bennett Henderson on to add yet another extra point. And, when they get Peter Engel back, who's still in a boot down there on the sideline, yeah, so the 15 will be assessed on the kickoff on Cam Phillips. Again, it's this happens in this rivalry. We've seen it a bunch tonight. But, yeah, when Peter Engel, who's in a boot still down on the sideline, gets back, it's going to be another big weapon in the passing game for the Panthers. I hope Peter's healing well. Great kid, and was having a great season up until getting injured 2 weeks ago. Good snap. Good hold. And the kick is up. Shout out to Nico D'Orazio on the hold and Braden Wells on the snap, and Bennett, of course. Exchanges have been really good tonight, and the Panthers lead 42-19. This game has escalated in a hurry here, Jay.
It has, Gav. Gav, you know there's a few things certain in life: death, taxes, and the cash money PAT field goal kick.
I love Bennett Henderson, man. So this is going to be fun to watch because Bennett is now going to be backed up to the 20, I think, to kick this off.
That's right.
So I'll be interested to see if they go short, if they do the directional kick like they've been to contain the return, or he just tries to boom it.
Well, I think we need to impress Coach Doug McFadden, a Fordham. He was my recruiting coach at Lafayette. Now coaches at Fordham. Big special teams guy. Let's kick it. Let's kick it deep. Let's show him how far we can kick it.
I tend to agree with you. But again, the fact that you can make sort of compelling arguments either way is a testament to Bennett's, just abilities. Directional kick if he needs to kick it long if he needs to.
That's right.
Boy, it looks like some of my Panther alums didn't know your dad was coaching Lebo hoops the last 2 years, and they seem very taken aback.
Yeah, they'll get over it.
No, absolutely. Hey, that's Jeff's thing to explain to his former travel players.
That's right.
I love their loyalty to the Panther. I love it.
Oh yeah.
But to be fair, Jeff's not a Panther grad. He's a Burgettstown grad or Bentleyville grad. Yeah.
He's a Bearcat.
Bentworth,
Bentworth Bearcat.
Yeah.
I don't know what a Bearcat is, Gav. I don't know about you.
No idea. My dad was frankly a Mount Lebanon alum, and he lives in Mount Lebanon now, but he was wearing his USC gear, and I loved it. That's a great kick. All the way down to the 15. Oh, nice little move. Boy, that's a really nice play from that return. He did like a stop and go there.
We have some more extracurriculars going on over there, Gav.
And as usual, they get the second guy.
You can't throw a punch.
Yeah, Jay Caceres, unfortunately, got into it with and frankly, the Mount Lebanon guy was, pushing him well after the whistle, but that's just not a smart play. He's got to keep his composure. That's 2 15-yard penalties in a row for the Panthers, and the one thing that will get Mount Lebanon back into the game is giving them free yards. So basically, they're going to start this drive on about the 40-yard line of the Panthers, and so you just can't have that. Another bad sign here for the Panthers is Van Helman, number 23, who's one of their most valuable defenders, is limping off the field right now. So
Gav, we're going to be seeing I would think we're going to be seeing a lot of passes, right? And when we were talking before the game, we were talking about sort of, some color around what these kids are good at, and you got to just lean on the defensive weapon, Michael Albert.
Oh, absolutely. So he's going to be in a lot at nose right now for pass rush, and he's very good at that. And so, it looks like Bywalski's going to be in for Van Helman while he's taking a little break due to Van's walking okay. Looks like he's moving. He's a very important cog. I hope he's not hurt. And boy, is he a tough kid.
It's probably just, I'm thinking it's some sort of cramp. Again, you're right. It's not that hot out here. But when you're playing as many snaps as these kids, you got to get them the mustard.
Oh, no question about it. So, 44-yard line here for the Blue Devils. The 44 is the Panthers. This is Smith rolling out. Banbury came in on a blitz, and he's going to get home. Really good stuff from John Banbury. I have been extremely impressed from the freshman tonight. I think this might be his most complete game so far, and he's been absolutely fabulous. But Nate Stoll, of course, doing what he does. And, really impressed with the 3-down lineman tonight for the Panthers.
Yeah, and I thought it was Bywalski, but I think Banbury, with his pursuit coming from the backside there, it didn't look like he really made the initial hit, but definitely kept Smith going towards the sideline. He cut off the cutback lane.
So, 2nd and 11 here. Panthers, hopefully they can stay stout. This is Lesotho up the middle. Oh, he gets through a hole, and Banbury's going to get – Bywalski's going to get him, but not before he gets about a gain of 8. So, Mason Geyer, number 70, the starting center, was in on the defensive side of the ball there. They're trying to rest some guys, but Marco came back in the game now.
So I think I would expect we'd be seeing a lot more spread formation here, Gav. It looks like we're seeing a lot of run-heavy, tighter formations. Here we're going to see a spread. I would expect to see some sort of spacing pass concept.
Now it's going to be the run here.
We're
Oh, here's Smith. He's got some room. Uh-oh, Smith up the middle. He's going to be down all the way down. He's still going. Big, strong run all the way down to the Panther 11-yard line. So not what you really wanted on this drive so far from the Panthers. 2 penalties gave them a very short field, and now a big play in the run game takes it down to 11. And, Jay, we've talked about this. You got a sophomore backup quarterback in the game. You want to make him beat you throwing the football. And
That's right.
Van Helmen's back in the game, thankfully, for the Panthers. Such an important guy. So the Lebo can get a first down here inside about the 1, so that's also something to note. Here's Smith again. Good. He breaks a tackle. Phillips is going to push him outside. He's still on his feet. Boy, a whole horde of Panthers get him, but not till Smith gets all the way down to almost the 5-yard line. So pretty impressive stuff from Smith, man. Like, he is a big, strong, tough kid.
He's a strong runner, Gav. He won't go down with one tackler. You need at least 2 people to bring him down.
Yeah, man, this kid's going to be a handful 2 years. Sophomore, look at that size. So, all right, 2nd and 4 from the 5-yard line, and I'm sure the Panthers would be happy for the Devils to take their time. I don't think they're used to sort of playing tempo like the Panthers do as a default. So, got a sidecar now here, and it's Lesotho. Here comes Smith. That's going to be Van Helmen, and Helmen's going to get him to the ground, but Smith rolls forward. He lost the ball, but I believe the ground caused it, so that may be a first down, actually. It's down to about the 1.
It looked like Smith hit the ground pretty hard on that run. Looks like he's getting up a little slow.
Yeah, I mean, that was a hard – Helmen really threw him down to the ground hard, but he got – with that forward lean, he still got 3 yards. Man,
He did.
So it looks like 1st and goal from the 1. Carter Stein checking into the football game as the Panthers go a little bit bigger in terms of at the point of attack here.
So we'll see what's.
That's going to be right up the guy. I don't think he got there. No, he absolutely did not. And frankly, he might have lost a yard. Who was that busting in up the middle? Was that a linebacker blitz? Yeah, I think that was Carter Stein, 24, blew it up. And then who's Jules helping get up from the ground there? That's Big Marco, the homecoming court member, just really getting up the field there. Tough stuff.
Yeah, he's shooting the gaps pretty hard, Gav. I think the kid just wanted a few more homecoming votes. But, that's past us, and let's take it out on Mount Lebanon. Why not?
Yeah, there's a reason that dude has an offer from Navy. He can really play. So 2nd and 2, they're going to do the push from behind again. Again, I was told by the rule change that this was not legal this year, that you were not allowed to push from the backside. In fact, St. Clair scored the go-ahead touchdown against Norwin and did it on a push from the back and got called for it. And I was apoplectic in the booth. And then the Panther coaches told me on the way down from the elevator after the game that that's a rule change.
Okay.
So, that's clearly what that is. That looks like the Eagles.
Yeah, I was just about to say, that's a rule in football that's sort of been a gray area for some time.
So here it is. Boy, it looked like they moved. They did. They moved early. That's going to back them up 5 yards. So, this is why you never say, okay, they're in. 1st and 1 from the goal, it doesn't matter. You've got to execute. And now 3rd and 6 is a little more tricky here for the Blue Devils.
So, Gab, what's the Saturday morning workout consist of tomorrow?
Well, it's funny that you ask. No boot camp tomorrow because we are at La Roche playing Uniontown and Fox Chapel. Special shout out to my Panther Hoopers Thursday night. They went over and beat Alderdice and South Fayette despite some significant injuries we have right now. My main man Nico Gaitis, who's back there doing our work with the camera, hit 4 free throws in the last 15 seconds to ice it. Also hit 5 threes in the game. Keep working, Nico. You're my man. When you work hard and you're a good kid, like sometimes good things happen to you over time, and you're starting to see that with my man Nico. The Panther Hoopers, I'm telling you, they're going to be worth it. We're going to be a very young team this year, but we're going to be exciting, and I cannot wait to coach this group. I'm just praying nobody gets hurt here, football or otherwise.
Yeah, it'll be interesting this year, Gav. I remember when I was a senior, Coach Robbins' sons were I mean, they were young, to put it plain, and I think they've gotten their height from both of their parents, obviously, and we have a junior and
a
freshman coming up. So,
and wait till you people see Tyler Robbins play basketball. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's a treat.
I hear we have the little brother bullying the older brother in the post.
Oh, Ryan's strong, man. But Tyler's got skill, too. They're a beautiful combination. I cannot wait to coach them both. What a great family. Shout out to Coach Robbins and to his lovely wife, Kim, who I'm sure is here somewhere. But wonderful people, wonderful family. Not to mention their daughter, Caitlin, who is a freshman at Marist playing hoops. All right, 3rd and 6 here for the Blue Devils. And this is a different quarterback in the game now. And he's rolling right. I can't even tell who this is. He's throwing, and that's easy. Pitch and catch, touchdown for the Blue Devils. That's number 9, Andrew Highland. Maybe he's the throwing option. He's a junior.
Okay.
So that's Grayson Beck, who we've seen a lot on the defensive side of the ball, catching a touchdown pass. So the Blue Devils score, but give credit to the Panthers. They did not make it easy there. They got a little bit stout there, and there's still only 5:16 left in this game, so the time has wound, and it looks like the Blue Devils are going to go for 2. If they go for 2 here, they can get to 15, and it's a little scarier place than – but frankly, if they fail, it's a 3-score game, and it's, real tough. It's a big uphill battle. So this is kind of a big play.
If you notice, that play they scored on was another rollout and that – sort of flood concept again that Coach Colati just has abused this game.
All right, so it's another roll. This looks like the exact same play they scored a touchdown on. Oh, and it's all – oh, that's such a bad break. It went right through Salapau's hands, and it's going to be a 2-point conversion. It should have been intercepted, at least knocked down, and unfortunately it's going to be a 2-point conversion. So the score is 42-27, and that gives you a little bit of nerves because now it is legitimately a 2-score game, and what you need here is at least a first down or 2 for the Panthers.
It definitely changes your sort of your outlook into this next possession here. You're right. You do want to get some first downs. Obviously, before that touchdown, if you went 3 and out, it really wasn't that big of a deal. But you want to get some first downs, milk this clock a little bit.
All right, so 5:16 to play, 42-27. So Jay, what do we talk about? We were looking for like a low-scoring, tough Mount Lebanon St. Clair game. We're at 42-27, and we're not even close to being done. So hey, at least it's been more entertaining. It's been a long game, but a lot of fireworks, and it's been a fun game.
It's been a great game. It's lived up to the rivalry, Gav.
Yeah, absolutely has, and that's a compliment. We played Mount Lebanon 3 times last year in hoops, twice in the regular season, once in the playoffs, and they were all last possession games, including at least 1 overtime game, maybe 2. And so all 3 of those games were classics. They really lived up to the rivalry. I was thankful we got 2 this year, but all 3 of them literally could have gone either way. And so that's really kind of what you expect from Mount Lebanon and Upper St. Clair, and I think that's been reflective of what you've seen tonight. But it'd be nice to get 2 in a row against these guys.
It would. All
right, so first things first, ball security. We've already had 1 recovery on a kickoff. And Panthers got to be careful because they have there's like a gap here between like the 35 and the 20 that worries me a little bit here if they kick it to the right here. They don't. They're going to go straight onside. I'll tell you what, it's a nice catch from whoever that was.
It is a nice catch.
Because that dude does a nice job kicking it. That's Salapau, who makes up for the not making the play in the corner there. I actually thought that ball was touched before it went 10 yards just by somebody's left hand on the kicking team, but no harm, no foul.
Yeah, the refs, they've picked up some flags tonight. They've missed some things. But
nothing like egregious, and that's good. I mean, when that happens, it means you're not part of the story, which is nice.
Right.
So kudos to those guys. They've done a pretty nice job tonight.
They have.
So this is Greg Corey now in at the running back position, the senior tailback. He going to get it? And unfortunately, they basically pushed the blocker back in. I think he tripped over.
It looked like he may have tripped over Hellman's foot or something on that handoff.
Yeah, I hope Mason Chambers isn't hurt because he's had such an unbelievable night, but he hasn't been in the last 2 series, which concerns me a little bit. I'm trying to – do I see Mason Chambers over there?
Yeah, I can't spot him on the sideline.
No, I can't either, and that worries me because he's had an unbelievable night, and the last thing you need is a Mason Chambers injury right now, considering
That's right.
how great he has been this evening. All right, so second and about 12, I would say here. The Panthers lost 2 on the – here comes Corey. He dances out of one tackle. Oh, he cuts inside. Good block from both Fleckenstein and Albert. Did a really nice job on the right side pushing their guys away, and Corey made one-man miss and gets to about the 45 for a gain of 4 or 5. So it's going to be about 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. It'll be interesting to see if the Panthers do go to the air here or are satisfied letting time tick down. Austin Middleton was in the game. One of their backup linemen there, and now he comes out, and I think Stoll was out now. Stoll is back in. 4:02 and counting here, and Lebo's got 2 timeouts left. I think if I'm you, given field position, I take a chance here with your quarterback who's been so excellent tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think you can get away with running this one. Obviously,
Fakes it, and boy, that was in the backfield. That was again Beckham D, who. Despite all of his injuries, has been absolutely everywhere. Has been really gallant in defeat, despite the fact that St. Clair's had a lot of offense tonight. He's been a standout. So Lebo's going to use their second timeout, I think, and they want to reset the clock to 3:42. So I think if you're the Panthers here, you're probably hoping that you get a good punt here, flip the field, and then Mount Lebanon you don't want to let them be quick strike, and if they're going to run it like they have been, eventually, they'll sort of run out of time. But I liked the call there from Coach Junko. I thought it was a good idea to try to get it through the pass, but they just totally disrupted it with the pass rush there.
It looked like he had some receivers open, and I think they let some Blue Devils in the middle there. I think you punt this away and. There's really no need to blitz much here. I think you want your linebackers kind of getting in their zone and nothing behind you.
I do see Mason Chambers down there now. He's at about midfield with Phillips and Van Helmen. He looks like he's okay. You never know. Maybe he got his bell rung or something and he's in protocol or something. But he has his helmet on, so. Hopefully it's one of the situations where maybe they were giving him a blow, and if they need him on a sort of a drive to kill the clock next series, he'll go back in.
Yeah, I think he's he's hanging with Phillips. I think they're talking about what Phillips may or may not have said to the Blue Devils player there in the end zone.
All right. So we need a big one from Jacobo here. Big rush on. And it's a pretty good one. It turns over. Oh, he just got lit up. Great timing from Greg Corey, the senior.
It's a good play.
I think
what you want to do.
I think the Lebo receiver would have been better suited to call for a fair catch. That's Shirelli, who's had a big night. But, I'm sure he just really wanted to make a play in that situation. But that's dangerous. He's fortunately fairly lucky to hold on to the football.
Yeah. Good of him to hold on to the football. He got up quick. So, good not to see an injury there.
So 3:35 left in the game. The Panthers lead by a score of 42-27. That's a 15-point lead. So it would still take 2 Mount Lebanon touchdowns and 1 2-point conversion here. So not impossible for sure. Game is definitely not over, but not easy either. All right, so the Highland now, the third quarterback we've seen, is back in the game. He throws a nice pass, a little touch pass on the left sideline. It was a rollout to number 12, Matthew Gwynn. And so this is interesting, Jay. This guy looks like he's like a passer.
Yeah, I do think Smith is sort of he could also be in protocol from that hit over in the goal line last, I guess, 2 possessions ago.
This kid throws the ball beautifully, though.
He's throwing it well.
All right, and that looks like more pre-snap movement from the Blue Devils, which will be nice and helpful for the Panthers. The other thing is, when you start getting different personnel all over the place, I'm sure, you haven't practiced this. I can't imagine the third-string quarterback's getting a whole lot of reps in practice.
No, can't imagine that either. It's you have some new personnel here. It's easy to sort of, lose focus a little bit, and we really haven't seen a lot of penalties tonight, other than the last 2 possessions out of the Blue Devils.
So now the good news about that is it's it's even if it's not. So did they not throw a flag? I don't know what the heck's happening. Did they not throw a flag?
I think it's another case of the throw the flag and pick it up, Gav.
Okay. Honestly, I'm confused at this point, but it doesn't matter. It is now 1st and 10 on their own 42 from the Blue Devils, and we really the Panthers got to get a little stout here, okay? They can't be giving up easy first downs. You got to get tackles in the field of play. Hellman's in on defense now. They got the nickel. It's a screen, and they disrupted it. It may have been a nice gain, but both Banbury and Bywalski were in there fast and disrupted it.
They were coming.
So this looks like kind of the nickel or dime formation that the Panthers use sometimes. Ethan Hellman, the quarterback, comes in, as does Brett Meinert as extra, number 1, the senior, as the extra defensive backs. And then Bobby Fleckenstein, the tackle, sometimes comes in for pass rush, or Van Hellman, number 23, it goes like a down lineman as a pass rusher. So, and then looks like Banbury's coming, as is Corey. They got a blitz going. Oh, they didn't get him, and that's going to be a first down. Oh, no, he slid right before the stick. That was not a smart play because the clock stops on a first down, but he didn't pick it up. Why did they stop the clock? Oh, they stopped the clock. It should not have stopped, but so Blue Devils get a break. So we got 3rd and 1 here. It's a screen pass. Got a lot of space there, and it's a first down. So the Panthers are playing a little loose here, and I think the Panthers are going to have to bear down a little bit. I feel like they're, everybody talks about it's sort of like the stereotype, the prevent thing, but I do think they need to bear down and not give up so much easy yardage here.
Yeah, you're right. They're in that nickel package, rushing 3 and sort of packing up the field, with linebackers and D-backs getting in their zones and so forth. You may want to put a spy on the quarterback.
Nice tackle by Salapau. It was actually he almost got there to knock it down, but that's almost as good, getting a tackle in the field of play there as we pour inside of 3 minutes to go here. But, at some point you got to stop them. They're still getting 4 and 5 yards at least here. So see if the Panthers can get in here and get the quarterback to the ground. Here comes Hellman. Ball's thrown across the middle behind the receiver. Dante Corey had great coverage anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So now we're at 3rd and 3. Now it's clearly 4-down territory, but the one thing you can't forget in these situations is you do need a first down.
You do, yeah. I mean, Gav, I think you have to go for the first down here. There's not really you don't really get much gain out of going shallow the first down and then having another play. Yeah, what? So you have, you get 2 or 3 more yards. I think you just sort of have 2 chances to hit the first down here.
Okay, so Highland's back. Got some time. Gets out of there. He can run a little bit, too. Here he comes. He's going to get to the outside. He gets upfield. Dallin makes a nice tackle. He's not going to get to that lead stick.
No, he's not, and the clock's going to continue.
No, the clock's going to run. So Lebo's going to use their last timeout, and that's what credit to Julian Dallin, who made a nice open field tackle on the quarterback. And, yes, it sets up 4th down, but just as importantly, it forces them, because the clock kept running, to use their last time out here with 2:25 to play. So this is really the ball game right here, ladies and gentlemen. If the Panthers stop them here, it's a turnover on downs, and Mount Lebanon has no timeouts. So, all right, Jay, put your defensive coordinator hat on. Say you're Coach Donati. How aggressive do you get here?
I think you're pretty aggressive, Gav. I think you need to send 1 or 2 guys and make an inexperienced quarterback make a decision and beat you with his arm if that's what he's going to do.
See, I would agree with you, but again, sometimes Coach Render and I will be up here and I laugh because he sort of rolls his eyes at some of my recklessly aggressive things I would do. And again, I freely admit I don't even know that much about football. But so here we go. This is the biggest play of the game on the defensive side of the ball for the Panthers right now, because they can put this one away and put it on ice, which is exactly what you would like to see. No, don't make me have a nail biter here, Jay. I've been nice and relaxed for the last 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, you really want to try to contain Highland if he's going to scramble here. Obviously you're playing the pass, but he has run a lot since he's come in and dropped back.
Yeah, it's probably almost a full 2 yards. It's at least 1.5 yards. I don't know if the Lebo would want to hand off the ball, considering their run game hasn't been that good. It's going to be a roll left. He's got a lot of room here. He's going to throw, and it's going to be a pitch and catch. And that's that man again. Shirelli's had a big game, number 81, and that's going to be a first down to about the Panther 21, and so just couldn't quite get there. He made that look pretty easy. This kid I've been pretty impressed with him at the quarterback spot, given he's obviously not had a ton of reps this season. So
given the scenario, he's been pretty strong. If I'm the defense, I'm telling my guys to, every time you make a tackle in bounds, take your time getting off the player.
Yeah, those seconds are precious. He's back to throw. He's got lots of time. It's a timing route. Oh, no, it was almost intercepted, and because of that, he didn't get the receiver to the ground, and it's going to be a first down to the 6. So probably not a great decision there, to try to go for the pick there. If you can't get to that ball, you'd have been better suited to get the guy to the ground. So we're at 2 minutes here and counting, and Mount Lebanon driving again. So I guess it's going to be nerve-wracking time, Jay. It always works that way in this rivalry.
Yes, it does.
All right, Highland's going to throw the fade. That's out of play. It was good coverage anyway by Bryce Jones, but I feel like, Jay, that play still gets run a lot, and I don't see it work that much unless you have some like Randy Moss-like freak there, because it's such a hard pass to throw.
It is, and I don't think it's thrown enough just in general in football. I think, and I was talking about this with some of my friends and stuff. You watched the Notre Dame-Ohio State game that we mentioned. It's almost like coaches sort of outthink themselves in those scenarios, where almost sometimes simple is better.
So that looked like a procedure call on the right side of the Mount Lebanon line. The left side of the St. Clair line came across the line, but I thought they were drawn because it was multiple guys. Yeah, it had to have been. So that'll be helpful. You back him up. And the other thing that does is, because you have a goal-to-go situation, the Panthers don't have as much room to defend. They can kind of be a little more aggressive. As Jay and I mentioned, tackling somebody in the field of play right now is gold. So,
yeah, I mean, they do need to throw. I think you need to run some sort of kind of, we used to call it like a fence line defensive concept, where
he's going to run.
He is going to run.
Highland does a nice shot. He gets about 4 or 5 down to the 7, but again, clock's ticking.
That's right.
So this is going to be third and about goal to go from the 7-ish. But we're inside of 1:30 right now. So Mount Lebanon, they got to score, but they got to hurry. Scoring a touchdown with no time left doesn't help you here.
That's right.
He's rolling right. Oh, he couldn't quite get there. Can he get to the corner? He's not going to get in. He's going to get out of bounds, though. So he gets down to about the 2. Good play by John Banbury. And
Julian Dallum had a pretty good hit there, too.
Yeah, absolutely. So Panthers, now it's 4th and 2. Panthers are going to go to a little bit more of a conventional defense with the bigger package in. Brock Gillespie back in at nose, Carter Stein in at back, and Bywalski off and Cameron Phillips in the game. So 52 seconds left, 4th and 2. This is the ball game. Not sure why the clock's running here, but if it's supposed to be, Mount Lebanon is basically running off, and there's almost no time left on the play clock either. Time is ticking down. I thought he was out of bounds and the clock would stop. They're rolling left, and what happened? And another pre-snap penalty. So I don't know if the Mount Lebanon sidelines was late getting the play in or there was a miscommunication, but that's a big sequence there. They probably took 20 full seconds off the clock there, still didn't get the snap off in time, and took a penalty.
And running off a lot of players. I think when you're in the red zone like this and you notice where the ball is, it's on the hash away from Mount Lebanon sideline. You have to have your package that you're going to, your red zone package in.
Yeah, part of it might be, again, having a third-string quarterback. It's just something you probably can't prepare for, as impressed as I've been with Highland. All right, so here it is, 4th and goal from the 7. Stoll running from him. Is he going to turn it up? He looks upfield. He throws a floater. Oh, it was a nice pass, but he couldn't quite pull it in. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. And ladies and gentlemen, with 24 seconds left, the Panthers are going to get the ball back, and it's going to be the sweetest play in the game of football, the victory formation.
That's right.
What did you see on that play, Jay? Anything interesting?
I saw a good defensive play over there. You saw the floater pass, and I don't know who it was. I couldn't get the number from
I couldn't
our
either.
angle, but made a good effort to push the receiver out of bounds.
Well, before we sign off tonight, I want to give a shout-out to our whole crew back here. Amazing. You guys are always awesome, Paul and Todd, and my man Rave's even back there. It's just a fabulous, fabulous crew to work with. I appreciate all you. Later, Nico. Good night, and appreciate all you guys do. Unbelievable. So, just the most beautiful thing in the world is the words Mount Lebanon goes down to defeat to Upper St. Clair by a score of 42-27 on homecoming. Congratulations to the Panthers. They moved to 5-1, and this is just an enormous win for the Panthers, and hopefully really gets them back on track. Jay, any sort of takeaways from today? Is there anything that really stood out to you?
You saw a defense in St. Clair that really made adjustments throughout the course of the game. Having issues in the beginning with the rollout and just their zone drops, and really adjusted that in the second half and did a very good job there. And you also saw your changes of pace with Dallum and Chambers on the offensive side. Overall, a very strong game played by Upper St. Clair. You gave up 27 points. One of them was from the result of an interception. You don't want to give up much more than 21, but you have a very strong rivalry here. I think that's a good win coming off loss last week.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the guys as the whiteout storms the field. Great crowd tonight, and have fun tonight, Panthers, and have a blast at homecoming. Everybody be safe tomorrow night. We'll be back in action next week against Bethel Park away. We will not be back at home for I think 3 weeks still. We got 2 away games and then back at home to finish off our home season schedule against Moon Tigers, which should be a classic. So congratulations again to the Panthers. Big win over the Blue Devils, and good night, everybody. JJ, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me, my friend.
Thanks, Gav. It's been a pleasure doing this with you, and I'd love to do it again.
Yeah, we'll probably do it next year. All right,
Absolutely.
Signing off. Later, everyone.